What's up?
The fuck is
What's up, is this?
Hello. Yo.
What's up? It's cracking. Woo!
All right, here we are.
All right. What is up, my dudes? How are we living this week?
Oh, what's cracking, y'all? We're just, getting some new audio things sorted out. Doing some upgrades, some side grades, some upways and downways and sideways, and we're getting it rocking, getting it popping. It's Tuesday night. We're recording this, doing episode 45 of the ZUDECAST. Can you believe we're almost there? Almost to 50.
Almost.
It's crazy.
This could have been like a real 45 Magnum themed
true.
episode, but
True.
we decided to just do a real classic Zoodcast. We didn't think we'd have enough to do a double segment like last week, which was ham sauce, by the way.
true.
Shouts out to us for doing 2 episodes in 1 week.
Hell yeah.
Crazy. In 1 day. It wasn't.
Two
No, it
days.
was in 2 days. It was in 2 days.
Yeah.
But we did do 2 videos in 1 day though with the Veritas stuff.
True.
But
Yeah.
we're gonna do a classic Zoodcast today. We got a mix of pop culture shit and news stuff and a little bit of science. Zoods with the science.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'll do roundabout here. I'm that fucking dirty degenerate. You know who it is? Adrian Grody here, living it up. Cosmic Lord Comics. I'm trying to get 1,000 followers this year. Come check it out. Psychedelic space fantasy, coming of age / horror / political comic, bro. Lots
yeah.
going on there. Lots going on there. We got to my boy OG Day One,
up, dude?
motherfucking Unabomber over here.
It's your boy. It's Crispy Grooves, as always. Ted Kaczynski was right about a lot of things.
Ooh!
And he's based. Free my boy Ted.
Oh my god.
And free Sirhan, too, the guy that shot Bobby Kennedy.
Oh my god. Wait.
Oh,
Wasn't there something about that recently?
there was something about that.
Yeah. I forget. I
forget
think
the-
he got denied parole
Yeah.
or something.
I don't
like
know.
that.
Yeah. Gavin Newsom wrote an article there. He's like, yeah, here's where we're not going to free Sirhan. Oof. He was MK Ultra.
Anyways,
Bingo. Yeah.
Oh,
check
yeah,
out
do
my
that.
work
Check.
on MK Ultra. Yeah. No, I'm that dude. I play some guitar, I make some music, do some things, make a podcast. Come check out come to Flatland Brewing Company on the January 22nd. We're going to be playing some tunes, getting funky with it. And we got over here.
Hey, it's Bumbo Chumbo. I can barely hear myself.
All right.
Head over to my Instagram. Right there.
Where's the veins?
Yeah, do that and click the link in my bio and then pay for my Ableton lessons because those are available now.
This
and I
dude
need
knows
money.
his Ableton.
Yeah.
you will be able to write the most vicious diss tracks, most well-produced comedy and rap and trap and house diss tracks. Yep. And last but not least, speaking of DJs and house music and whatnot, we
What's
got the-
good?
Yeah.
How's it going, y'all? I'm Ethan Bates. Just herb the word.
Herb is
What
the
about
word.
the word?
Herb is
just
the word.
sitting back here, chilling with
herb,
all these
little bit of
fools
herb.
like usual.
Yeah.
Oop,
all right.
I did that.
Every episode, bro. We're going to start hiding them in the episode,
I'm
bro.
Italian. I can't help it. I got my goal. Anyways,
All right.
so we got some important news this week. Some real important shit going
Yeah.
on, actually.
Yeah. Well, of course, though, as always, we do so many videos last week. We go so ham. And then, of course, the day after we stop fucking filming and we all have to go back to work and be busy adults and shit, funny ass fucking story drops in the fucking social media spheres involving genitals and hot sauce. And, it's a shame. We could have pounced. But we didn't get to because that's just the way the cookie crumbles. The universe hates us like that, bro. The all ticking clock of time says
Yeah.
the Zoods, you're behind the
The
time.
Zoods try to follow the news cycle, but it's tricky. When you only can do shit once or maybe twice a week, there's always something that's popping off.
We should do a step-by-step on how to do this, actually,
On how to do the Zoodcast?
No, on how to do the hot sauce.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's multiple methods.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
So-
there's a lot of different methods that are being alleged here.
See-
This is all unconfirmed, so this is still conspiracy status.
I think my favorite method out of all the above is the pre-coat. So the whole time you're just fucking with hot sauce on your dick.
that's brutal. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. Let's not put the Trojan horse ahead of the cart here. You know what I'm saying?
Let's just pull up the image
let's
right
get this-
there.
let's get it popping
Let's
here.
get this slideshow going here. So here's the story as I heard it. So Drake is messing around with some IG model, and you're fucking or whatever, and he wears the yondom or whatever, and they bang, and then he fucking takes it off, whatever, goes to throw it away, and then they're just hanging out or whatever. But later on the night, apparently, the fucking chick was like, oh my God, my coochie's on fire, what the fuck? And it's because Drake allegedly put the hot sauce in the discarded yondom as a means of fail-safing against these hoes who are trying to have another Adonis out there and have Drake's baby. And of course this happened right after fucking motherfucking last week, and we missed it. We could have been right on it, but
now we're late.
Now we're late, but I had to
bullshit.
talk about it because, bro, savage, bro. That shit's hilarious to me. But yes, what you were saying, Bobby, what about the pre-coat? Because I thought that's what the story was initially, too.
Yeah, the pre-coat, like you just get a nice little
Classic method.
little like spoonful maybe of Tabasco in your hand beforehand, and then you use that as like lubrication to put the condom on. I know that's not how it works, obviously.
Wait,
but
so it's going on the inside or on the outside?
on the inside of the condom, outside of your dick, though.
See, that's what I thought. I thought for some reason when I first saw the story, that's what I thought too. Was like he put it in there, so when he did finish, it would just like mix and immediately be like there would be no time for it to be.
Let's get to this article because we got a couple.
Oh, we do have the
slides
story.
we got some
we got some memes and some slides.
We got
Let's check it out.
We got some
Christian,
stuff.
we're going to take
Let's
it.
get into
away on
details.
the next one
dude.
here.
Yeah.
I know you like to do the public reading here. Do
Yes.
Christian Paisley's conspiracy story times
Look
with
at
children.
me. I'm literate. I'm gonna hit the next slide.
My bad.
No, you good.
So this is the most like fucking just TMZ ass.
It's fire,
TMZudes. So, in quotes here, Instagram model ready to sue after Drake allegedly put hot sauce in condom. Reads a now viral Instagram post with a lengthy caption detailing an alleged interaction between the award-winning superstar and said unnamed model.
Unnamed, ooh.
Unveil yourself, wench. Allegedly, Drake and the IG model. Allegedly, Drake and the IG model allegedly met up on Instagram.
Nice.
And the two decided to link up a few weeks ago. The model and Drake had a romantic encounter, and what happened next was crazy. Reads the caption of that post by Too Much Hot Tea on Instagram. After the party, they went back to his hotel. They smoked weed for a bit, and he asked if she wanted to have sex. She said he was very intent on ensuring things were consensual. Oh, that's good.
Well, you kind of have to when you're like the
Yeah, when
biggest
you're
rapper
fucking
on the
Drake,
planet.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
Don't want any fucking scandals.
When you have already bodies on your concerts, you might want to fucking make sure.
The caption gets, which it's funny because we're talking about consent, but we'll see how the story kind of does a 180 here. The caption gets too explicit to repeat from there, but it essentially says that Drake put on a condom at one point and had intercourse with the model. I want to have intercourse with you. Intercourse with you. Relations.
Fucking
After
classic Stewie.
finishing, Drizzy is said to have gone into the bathroom to dispose of his prophylactic. That's funny. That's one way to say it. As legend has it, he then put some hot sauce into the used condom to ensure that the woman could not be impregnated. That's weird. I think that's the same reason that Hillary Clinton always put hot sauce in her bag.
Oh my god.
And I got another slide, I think, too.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The viral story says that the model then fished the condom out of the trash, untied it, and put the opening into her vajussi. And you could say that she put the sriracha in her cha-cha.
Oh, there you go.
But luckily, she did not get the Tabasco in her asshole.
There you go. It's not a fun situation.
Boy, was she in for a surprise. She said it felt like pouring hot lava into her. Read the tale. She screamed and Drake ran into the bathroom. Drake! Drake? Did you put hot sauce into the condom?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Drake! Did you put hot sauce on Oprah?
God, imagining
He
nicknaming your
admitted
pussy
that he
Oprah.
poured a packet of hot sauce in the condom to kill the sperm. The woman in question is said to be suing Drake over the incident, though a statement of claim is yet to be surfaced and it's not clear what she would be suing him for. So really, this is all just complete fucking speculation,
Total conjecture.
honestly. Total, could be just made up shit. But you said Drake confirmed this for me, Eli. Did Drake confirm this?
I should have double checked before the show.
We got to get the words straight from Drizzy Gillespie
I heard
himself.
he did comment on it and said, "Yeah, that's what I do." Like, I'm pretty sure that's what he says.
pretty
He's
sick.
done this several times. Like,
But
which
that-
that being said, it's a fucking kind of
Respect.
genius, bro. Honestly, bro.
This
like,
is pure hustler mentality from this chick too, and from Drake. They both know the game.
They
too well.
both knew the game hella
They both
well,
knew the
exactly,
game.
bro. Because she's trying to fucking get that bag secured, bro, and fucking that's been a famous thing too. It's been like a running joke for hella long with hella famous artists and shit. Is all like, oh, you gotta fucking tie up the yondoms or whatever, or you take them with you, bro. Like you
That's the
fucking
thing.
keep them on you and take them with you, bro, when you go.
And because what's crazy is they were talking about, we got to ensure that everything's consensual. And it's like, there's nothing consensual about digging a fucking condom out of the trash and putting it back in your hoo-ha. Like, that's not okay. Like, that is some duplicitous ass shit.
Well,
Because the one, like, she just opened up a whole new level of litigation that can be pressed charges against someone. Because one, you either steal the sperm, have the kid, and then charge Drake a bunch of money for child support.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you say if things don't go your way, they say things were unconsensual. Or number three, now you got Taco Bell sauce in your hoo-ha, and now you're trying to make a stink about it. There's no way he couldn't have gotten sued in this.
I was just
Crazy.
thinking about it. I mean, it's Drake. The man's pretty fucking rich. I don't think he's just using regular old hot sauce. That motherfucker probably had like
That's what I'm saying.
some real luxury
What's he
hot
got?
sauce.
He had like the fucking Mrs. Renfro's with the ghost pepper and shit, bro.
Wait, has Drake?
I mean, if it was lava, bro, it's got to be something
True.
fucking
It's the ghost pepper.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's the Mrs. Renfro's ghost pepper, bro.
some Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like he's just using Taco Bell sauce though, because he
He
says
said it was a packet.
Yeah, it was a packet.
But
That
if
makes
it's like,
sense.
I mean, they got packets of other stuff and other places. I mean, they got packets
Oh,
of
yeah.
Tabasco and shit. Which that would be my personal of choice weapon of choice to kill the sperm.
Seems very acidic.
Very
yeah,
vinegary.
yeah, vinegar and fucking pepper, bro. They ain't swimming nowhere, bro. There's
Put
like
some Frank's Red Hot on that. Yeah.
yeah.
No.
That being said, unfortunately, I don't know if I've told you guys this story, but I had to include this story because I wanted to tell this story too. I unfortunately have had hot sauce in my dick hole before, and
You just picked this story just so you could bring this up.
you know what? I had to share this trauma, bro, because
Trauma center.
when she says it smelled like, it feels like there was lava getting poured into her pussy, I'm all like, it's not inaccurate, bro. 'Cause you know what happened, bro? Here's what happened was, do you guys remember Captain Underpants?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, the
I'm
classic,
afraid of where
iconic.
this is going.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
you remember how they used to do the catch it packet thing, where they'd put it under the tabs of the toilet seat?
Yeah, I
and you
did that in real life.
Yeah, and you sit on it and it sprays on people
Yeah.
and it's a mess, and you got fucking underwear on.
Do you have to
ketchup under-
open it up first, or you just?
I
leave
think you do open it a tiny bit or something, right? Or something
No,
like
no,
that.
no. So you take the packet and you fold it in half.
right, and
and
then
you
it
stick
shoots
it under
this
the
way.
tabs.
Right.
And I did this in elementary school with one ketchup and one mustard, and I came back to the bathroom later, and that shit was exploded.
nice.
Right. So my sister had been getting into all the Captain Underpants books and whatnot and was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking cause some trouble, whatever. And she fucking set it up in our front bathroom,
Oh,
right?
no.
But we didn't have any fucking ketchup or mustard, so she took the fucking Tapatio packets and she pointed them instead of out, so it squirted on your legs. They pointed in words, and it was like she had already went to bed.
Amazing.
It was like 10 o'clock or something. I was like 11, 12, something like that. And fucking, I'm just trying to fucking take a shit, and and I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, why does my dick feel weird? What the fuck? And I'm like, this actually feels like really, really weird, like really bad. I'm like, what
man.
the fuck? I'm like, ow, I'm like, I try to just like go chill or whatever, and I'm like, no, this is weird. What the fuck is going on here? And I was like, Mom, Dad, I don't know what's going on here, and my fucking dick's on fire, and I had to have a lot of conversations that night about a lot of things that could have potentially been going on, and they're all like, "You messing around with any girls?" And I'm like, I wish, I'm like, I fucking wish, but no. And unfortunately, yeah, I got squishy, is what they called that in the book, and it was hot sauce in my junk hole. So
Yep.
I sort of empathize with this woman, but also given the option, I would never stick something up my hoo-ha. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only chick you were messing with was La Victoria.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. It was a shitty situation. So, like I said, I kind of empathize, but you have no grounds to sue him over this whatsoever, bro. All he did was kill his own soldiers, bro.
No, I think he's
True.
kind of a G for this. Like, honestly,
hilarious.
it should be
It's
something
hilarious.
in the man book of just like you should do this if
The contingency plan, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, I mean that's pretty much it, though.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fucking-
That's just, making sure we cover the important topics right
Oh
off the
yeah, yeah.
Now we got some corresponding memes, I believe.
Shouts out to Hoodville, fucking Hoodville. Hoodville never miss. Yeah. Oh, bro, it's kind of hard to read, but it said fucking for what is it for the
Plan C, baby trap proof 100%. Reduces chance of being strapped. Being
trapped.
Being trapped by trash digging IG
IG
models.
models.
One drop, she'll stop.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, Hoodville was dying off
That's
that
brilliant,
shit,
dude.
bro. These fools were fucking.
That's
oh
like
my
how
God.
it's like how they put, funky taste in bitter shit in like shampoos and things, so dumbass kids don't eat
just
it.
like fucking drink it because
Yeah.
it fucking smells good and shit.
This is smart though. Keep that motherfucking thing on me.
It's
just in
really
case,
the
bro.
simplest, like, dude.
Yeah,
just
just
double.
one-
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
One and done, bro.
IG models hate him.
I'm
One
just
simple trick.
I'm just happy that so I keep like this many like Taco Bell sauce packets
True.
in my underwear drawer right next to
Nice.
my bed just because I just need it sometimes, and I am glad my girlfriend never was just like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? Like, seeing this meme just being like, so this is what this is for? I'm like,
Yeah.
Hey, bro,
It's
you gotta keep the tacos spicy,
Fix my angle there. I don't know if I can, there you go. That's better. Much better.
That's great.
See, shit like this made me think, like, did he do it like in it, like as he was going, and like, was it like a last? I
think it has to be after, bro.
It was after.
He's not going to
obviously. No, it's
torture
definitely
himself
after.
like that.
Yeah, you're not going to do that to yourself. And like I said, I haven't. That's why I haven't lived through that shit. I was like, why would you do that? Like, what the fuck? These
Texas
celebrities
Pete's.
are extra fucking weird, bro.
It's great.
Oh my god,
owl, dude.
The owls, dude.
Illuminati.
Fucking. Hey, also trigger warning for some Illuminati animal cruelty type shit later on in the
yeah.
episode. Potentially, we
Yeah.
got some PETA related stuff.
Trigger
PETA
warning for this whole episode, to be
Trigger,
honest.
honestly, yeah. But PETA versus Yeezy? Question mark.
Oh, yep.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we got one. Oh no. I hate this fool's face, bro. It's just like I don't even know. Like,
I don't think Drake is the first person to do this. I think he's the first famous person to do this.
I think that, like I said, I don't think this is the first time he's even done this.
No.
Like he's very clearly done this.
Yeah.
that
before.
just sounds like an old school like street hack.
honestly,
right?
yeah, a life
Be like,
hack,
listen,
bro. Like,
son.
fucking, dude,
It's great.
How much you want to bet that like a ton of people are gonna do this now?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
especially with all the fucking lockdown and everybody's trying to cuff each other up. Because chicks are doing this kind of shit right now too. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
looking for like just like lock people in and shit and like get like not meal tickets, but like get a means of support, bro. And
It's entrapment.
No, I think I would probably have I think most of us would have the opposite experience. There's not chicks trying to like scoop out or fucking, trying to make a baby. The chicks are probably going to be like, whoa, that's a great idea. I'm just going to intentionally put sauce down there and myself to just drain out the,
do it to themselves, bro.
Yeah.
A hot
You
sauce,
do it to yourself.
a spicy douche.
DIY douche.
Spicy douche. That's yikes. That's a yikes for me, dog. Anyways,
Liv Moss.
gotta open up strong, with a genital related story. Loving genital fluids, gender fluids.
Hell yeah.
Nothing like some good old gender fluids. All right,
All
let's
right.
see.
Now we
Oh, it
got
was
some-
Martin Luther King Day yesterday. We were almost going to do an episode yesterday, but we didn't do
About
it.
sex icon Martin Luther King Jr.
You mean sex legend at Martin
Oh, of
Luther King
course.
Jr.
Same thing.
Also, he did some good things for civil rights.
Sure.
A little bit of
Yeah.
good couple good things there.
Yeah. So now let's watch the Fed boys that killed him give a speech.
I know. Let's
about
see
him.
what Joe
Nice.
Biden. Let's see what Joe Biden has to say about MLK Day.
Yeah.
Let's see. Joey B, the boy. Let's see.
Oh, doesn't wanna click.
No. Nice.
Oh no.
It'll happen eventually. It always does.
Oh, there it goes.
There it is.
Oh fuck.
Last week, Vice
there it goes.
President Harris and I visited Atlanta, Georgia, the cradle of
Down
civil
there
rights
in
in America.
Georgia.
We paused and prayed at the crypt of Dr. and Mrs. King. We met members of their family, Dr. Bernice King, Martin Luther King III.
What's
his
up with him?
wife,
What's he doing?
Andrea, his daughter Yolanda.
I don't know. We should have looked
we
that
met
up.
students who were changing the world, just like
We got all month.
generations of young people before them had done that.
It's a short
In
month,
fact, Dr. King was just one of those young
Next
people.
month.
15-year-old student at Morehouse College when he began his journey to fulfill the promise of America for all Americans. A promise that holds that we're all created equal and deserve to be treated equally throughout our
though.
Unless
lives.
Starts off okay.
Unless you're
Dr. King wasn't
unvaccinated.
just a dreamer
Yeah.
of that promise, he was a doer.
He does not.
And on
dude.
this federal holiday that honors him, it's not just enough to praise him. We must commit to his unfinished work, to deliver jobs and justice, to protect the sacred right to vote, the right from which all other rights flow.
Here we go.
The attack on our democracy is real.
Here it comes
From
right
the
here, yeah.
January
The flip.
6th insurrection to the onslaught of Republicans' anti-voting laws in a number of states. It's no longer just about who gets to vote. It's about who gets to count the vote and whether your vote counts at all. It's about two insidious things.
Of course, it has to be that
Voter
they count the
suppression
vote.
and election
I know you're
subversion.
counting the votes. You're the
In his
fucking
time,
president.
His courage, his conviction, and his
gaslighting.
commitment. Dr. King held a mirror up to America and forced us to answer the question, where do we stand? Whose side are we on?
That's not what.
We're in
Like,
another moment
I'm not a
right
Martin
now
Luther King. Pause it for a
the mirror is
second.
being held
Because he
up
starts getting into this, like,
Amer-
whose side are you on shit. I'm like, have you ever heard Martin Luther King Jr. in a speech say, whose side are you on? My side or their? Like,
No,
it's
he
all
was
about,
very
more
about like
come
unity.
together
It's about
kinda
being
shit.
American. It's
Yeah.
about principles of like like fucking like be like unity and shit. It is.
Right.
It's about like equality. It wasn't saying like my side, you're on my side, or you're on the wrong side. I mean, even just their entire method of like civil disobedience and shit
Right.
is built upon like I'm not gonna fight you. You
Yeah.
know, like this is not a fight. This is just happening, like it's more of a statement. It's not
Right.
a fucking ultimatum like this, like.
Right.
And for him to go on too about voting rights and this is that, which first of all, your whole squad made everybody vote by mail. So who doesn't have access now,
Right.
And the states that are making these voter laws want them. This is what they're voting for.
It's what their
This is what
constituents-
they want, that they're being asked for, and it's the
And it's-
minority in those areas that are trying to
there's-
stop
right.
it.
Unless there's some
And-
other shit that I haven't heard about these voter ID laws, which I assume that's mostly what he's talking about, is like the fact that you just need to bring an ID when you come to vote.
Well, you
which
notice
is
there's nothing else he could even
racist?
bring up. He didn't fucking even bring up like any like police stuff, which I'm surprised he
Oh,
didn't.
well,
but,
he doesn't
like-
want to bring up the mass incarceration or any shit like that because
No,
that's all the
yeah,
shit
that's-
that he wrote those bills.
Right, exactly. And then
Back
he's,
in the 90s, man.
he's saying like, oh, we should fucking be, like follow Dr. King's dream and shit.
Dr.
And it's-
Dream.
Dr. King's dream. But it's like, bro, you just fucking passed a medical discrimination mandate, bro. That
Exactly.
just got shut down by the Supreme Court, by the way.
Which disproportionately affects black people. Right, but that's the whole thing. It's like, how can you preach like, oh, so it's it's all these racist Republicans want to have these voting bills where it's way too much to ask to have someone to have an ID to go vote. Yet you need your ID and your vax card or whatever to get into a fucking Applebee's in New York City now. And even though this mandate from OSHA got repealed, which is pretty big dub. Like that's pretty big victory, I think. But at the same time, it's like they're trying to have these two realities at the same time where it's like requiring an ID to vote is racist, but requiring papers to get into a fucking restaurant or a concert venue is not.
Because it's not based on race, bro. Don't
Right.
you know racism is the worst kind
Right.
of discrimination?
Right, but then
Which
it's like,
I don't think
how is vaccine stuff any more based on race than voter ID? It's like they're just saying
they're just making shit
Yeah,
up.
they're
That's
just
what I'm
making
saying.
shit
They're
up.
fucking lying, dude.
They're
And
trying to-
again, it's like they're
Yeah.
in power right now. Who the fuck is how do you not have the power to do more to fix all these things that you keep bitching about? You're not doing anything. You're just making these fucking little tirades and speeches.
I just
Like,
hope it
He was,
doesn't.
he was already an adult by the time MLK was around. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah. No,
Were you saying
he's-
anything?
I just hope it's not a thing of a possibility that later on, next, election, hopefully COVID's passed on, but I hope that they don't try and require people to have a vax card in order to go and vote. And if you don't
That would
have
be
one,
insane.
That would be
if
insane.
you don't have one, you have to, mail in your ballot or go.
Well,
get
that would
a
be
test
that would
or
be real
whatever.
racist.
That would be really.
That would be
racist.
absolutely wild, and I hope it. I don't think it'll come to that, but we'll see. They
yeah,
might try it. They might try it.
I think they would.
I think they'll try it. Like they
could.
They're not, like everybody's saying like this is about to be.
There are
like,
midterms coming up
These
next
midterms
year,
are about to
this
be dirty, is what everybody's saying, bro.
And
Like,
they're
then-
notorious for preaching one thing and then doing the exact opposite.
like
or
all
doing
this shit.
exactly
This is
the
all
things
just like
they
a
preached
gaslighting
against.
ass
Right.
fucking speech.
It's like, let's evoke all the bad shit from the past that the government itself created, all this bad shit, and then now it's like, now we have to write more laws to undo the bad shit. Vote for me. That's why I'll undo the bad shit that I did to you in the first place. It's kind of insane, but he keeps going. Like, just like to
let's
kind of
see.
hammer it home here. Like, he keeps going on this. What side are you on? Kind of shit. Very, very divisive, I would say.
Yeah, let's see the.
This tablet's not cooperating there. Oh, there we go.
The question being asked again, where do we stand? Whose side are we on?
Who's
Will
we?
we stand against voter suppression? Yes or no? Will we stand against election subversion? Yes or no?
I do.
What?
I
Yeah.
do.
Isn't
and I
that what
did.
the
That's
fuck-
what
isn't that what
everybody was
everyone was
fucking
saying?
doing.
Everyone is guaranteed
You call them
full protection
terrorists,
and
but that's
right
what they were
promise
trying to
of this
do.
nation.
Like,
Yes or no? I know where I stand. And it's time for every elected official in America to make it clear where they stand. It's time for every American to stand up, speak out, be heard. Where do you stand? Whose side are you on?
Not yours.
On this day of remembrance,
That's the thing, buddy.
service, and
Yeah.
action. May God bless Dr. and Mrs. King and the family.
It's just
God
gross.
bless them,
It's
though.
just-
But it's
yeah.
like for you to
It's
fucking
just gross
like,
how they're using
use this
exactly.
shit to fucking grandstand your bullshit. Use this fucking like really pure. Say what you want about MLK. There is stuff to criticize. He's not an untouchable figure for sure. He was a product of his time. But like he did a fucking lot and put up with a lot of bullshit, and everybody hated him back then too, And it's for them to like fucking use this as their fucking like second to be like, well, none of his shit mattered because Republicans are still doing this. Like that's
Right.
almost the vibe I'm getting from it. Like this
Right.
didn't have. There's not even a fucking picture of him up there or anything. Like fucking.
Trump took away your civil rights.
No, that's exactly what they're trying to imply and shit.
And
No,
just-
we got to get him back now because Trump took back all the past 60 years. It's Jim Eagle again.
It's just so cringe. Yeah, Jim Eagle. It's just so cringe where they're like, let's use the message of the guy that the FBI got killed 50, 60 years ago and then use his message to, promote our own shit.
Yeah, hit the next meme. Oh, wait. No, wait. Oh, my bad. Wait, that's good. It's all whatever.
Yeah.
But this is exactly what it's like, bro. Fucking Omni-Man fucking giving a goddamn speech.
Exactly.
Spoilers for Invincible episode 2. Fucking giving a goddamn speech
Right.
about the people he literally just fucking murdered. That's the FBI every fucking MLK day, bro.
Right. Yeah, they murdered, allegedly, they murdered MLK to stop him from spreading his message. But then you're like, here I am, the government that killed MLK, up to spread MLK's message.
Well,
Wild.
and of course, too, like it's like they'd rather have you celebrate MLK instead of like Huey Newton or anything like that. Like talk about gun rights and talk about neighborhood building and shit. Of course, they're gonna put the most famous and like friendliest face elevated up and be like, this is your civil right, the civil rights leader,
Right.
And because he really was. A lot of people give him shit, say he was too white or too Christian or hated gays or whatever. But he was
The
carefully
MLK was too white.
Yeah, that he
Or, like,
acted too,
tried
that
to
he
appeal
acted
to
too
the
white.
whites.
Tried to appeal to the whites.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he was carefully chosen. There was a lot of inner conflict in the civil rights movement. So yeah, he was chosen to be like a very carefully crafted face of it, and that's why the government also idolizes him and makes him a martyr, even though they fucking killed him.
Well, because they thought that they could control him because they had blackmail on him because he was out there,
he was a very stressed out man.
He's a stressed out man. He had a
And-
lot of needs that needed to be fulfilled.
He had a lot of love to give.
He had a lot of love to give to all types of
All
ladies
types of women,
from
thick,
all colors
white,
and creeds.
black, Asian.
Where do
And
you
I respect
where do you
it.
think the condom trick
The
comes from?
infidelities.
Where did the condom trick come from? Bro, he judged them not by the skull.
I have a packet of Tapatio.
He judged them not by the color of their skin, but by the thickness of their heavies, bro.
Yeah, that is a message I can get behind.
I can get behind that right there, bro.
And that's why they had to take him out.
MLK was getting behind it. You feel me?
Adultery. Yeah.
Real legends commit adultery.
He's a nuanced person.
I think that Martin Luther King, instead of fucking, it makes me sad to see the way that like someone like the more kind of, newer kind of black Marxist and Black Lives Matters types have really kind of turned away from Martin Luther King instead of elevating Rosa Parks, because Rosa Parks literally fits their narrative, and instead they just want to shit on the man and the icon or whatever,
right? Instead
of elevating someone who is still underrated. Because it was a whole fucking thing, bro. Like she wasn't just an old lady, bro. She was already like a badass fucking activist who she lawyered up in hella cases and shit against people who'd been already getting brutalized and shit. Like,
how old was MLK when he died? Like in his 40s, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
But he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't that old. And that's what always happens with a great thinker or a great kind of influential person that dies before their time. It's that they never. He would, if he didn't get shot, he could have still been alive today.
Yeah.
He would be 90 something, be a little bit past Joe Biden's age. But, he could at least, he would at least be able to be like, actually, no, that's not what I said. And that's not what I meant. And they could still represent their own thoughts. Whereas since he died in, 64, 65?
Yeah.
Everyone, conservatives just take MLK to be like, oh, well, actually, we'll just take all the kind of Christian sort of things that we like about him and put him into this bubble. And then all the Marxist leftist people are like, well, actually, he likes socialism. So we're going to try and push him in this bubble. And it's like, no, you can't have him. But everybody wants him because he was such a good unifying guy. That's the whole fucking point.
Yeah, that's the point.
But now
exactly.
Everybody's trying to be like, oh, no, I get MLK. No, I get MLK. No, you don't understand. No, you don't,
Right.
It's very,
and
very
I've
divisive.
seen that too, where it's a lot of socialists and shit. Just be like, oh, because MLK was anti-capitalist. I'll say that, you know, but I don't think he was necessarily a socialist or a communist, really, to the extent that the Black Panthers were, or the extent that
I think if MLK, I mean, I can't speak for what he would have thought, but I think had he lived through the era of botched welfare programs and the Great Society and all that kind of stuff that Lyndon Johnson and later presidents implemented that went so terribly in a lot of ways, I don't think he would have looked at that and been like, yep, this is what I was talking about. This is what I want.
No, it's I have no doubt he saw exploitation of labor and abuses in the workplace. And I have no doubt that he fucking, he probably saw that for sure, but I don't think he was into a socialized federal government and shit like that. That's just
I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, we were saying earlier about I wonder what their kids are doing. I really curious what their outlook on their father is and his we
should. Well, we got more time to look into this kind of stuff. I mean, keep it topical. It's Black History Month coming up.
Yeah, I'm down to do some stuff for that. Actually,
got to get a Black Hebrew Israelite on the show, dude.
Oh my gosh, I gotta go find that one guy again when I was on his YouTube channel, bro. He'd be preaching Alpha Arden, bro. I think that'd actually be a really cool guest. He's a cool guy. But
be interesting.
Yeah. Happy Martin Luther King Day, though, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I lost my virginity Martin Luther King weekend, bro. So thanks, bro.
I lost my virginity on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. See, look at that. Sex icon, bro. Legend. All right. So, anyways, moving on here. From domestic terrorism, aka the FBI. Oh, more Fed boy stories. Love it. Love the Fed's gone wild lately. Am I right, bro?
Fed's going crazy.
Fed's going
good old FBI.
Who's going
we got a little Fox News clip here.
Yeah.
They kind of wrap up this whole situation.
They wrap up the whole story in the first 2 minutes. So I was really happy to find this.
If you hadn't heard about there was a synagogue in Texas that it was the rabbi and 3 other guys were held hostage. It was a whole situation, but let's hop into it.
Ooh.
But for some reason, the media reporting stopped after the first or second day. So we're gonna see why though, because they reported it as something initially.
By the way, Chris, I didn't get to say it, but at least it wasn't on Stockton Boulevard.
Oh fuck! No, I was saying, I live in North Sac right now, and it's a sad day when you come down to Mac Road and you're like, damn, these girls are fine out here. It's a sad day. It just happened. All right, here we go. Sorry.
All right. Hold up one sec.
With the schlong slapping their leg.
Yeah, we got
man.
some tablet problems going on.
It's Gucci.
Oh
Can you go back to the last slide and
The 5.
no. Like, give me 1 second.
No, you're good.
we're gonna have to do a little bit of editing magic.
Editing. Editing. Snip. Go snip, snip, and chopping down the video when we had to stop, when we fucked up, and when the tech dropped. Yeah, we bring it down and we go chop, snip it back around, and we snip it once again. Snip it like my balls, and I snip it like my friends. Hey, vasectomy, you don't stand next to me. You ain't on the same level. I rob, steal, and embezzle. A devil is what I fucking am. And ZUDECAST is the motherfucking plan. Invasion in the constellation. Hey, we living in a motherfucking nation.
Okay.
Cool.
I kind of don't think that should be cut.
Wow, you guys just laughed exactly the same. That was weird.
Jinx, bro.
Yeah,
Zood.
just don't hit full screen.
Zood syncrasy.
The FBI doing damage control over the way it first characterized a harrowing terror attack on a synagogue in Texas. A British national storming into the place of worship, taking 4 hostages, while demanding the release of a prisoner known as Lady Al-Qaeda. The gunman killed after an 11-hour standoff. Thankfully, all the hostages were able to escape physically unharmed. Wow. But here's how the FBI initially described the motive.
We do believe from our engagement with this subject that he was singularly focused on one issue, and it was not specifically related to the Jewish community, but we're continuing to work to find motive, and we will continue on that path.
After Backlash, the FBI doing a 180 and saying in a statement, this is a terrorism-related matter in which the Jewish community was targeted and is being investigated by the Joint Terrorism Task Force.
Nice.
President Biden also reacting and using the incident to push for stricter gun control.
Okay, wait, pause for a second here.
This was an act of terror.
Oh, you got the mouse, I see.
And allegedly he purchased it on the street.
Okay. Wild. So if you guys missed that, because it was kind of quick there, the fucking FBI were like, originally like, I don't think there's any possible way that a radical Islamist guy who busted into a fucking synagogue and then held a rabbi at gunpoint, I don't think that had anything to do with anti-Semitism. Nah, no way, dude.
It's really rough. You know, that's what I was just saying too, because we were even talking about this. It's like, you know, man holds hostages in Texas synagogue. That was the headline. That was the headline for the first. Yeah, man, just man.
If it says man, that gives you a clue. If it just says man, it doesn't mention the race.
Literally, I was like, oh shit! It was like an active story when I first heard of it, and then nothing. Literally nothing on how it was resolved. I didn't see any other headlines from, you know, crickets from all the other shit where if it was, because, you know, again, it's Al-Qaeda related. It's an Islamic fool, and he's definitely targeting, you know, a fucking, you know.
But at first, nobody knew that it was a Muslim guy or.
Right, exactly.
You know,
but as it comes out, they're going to keep it hush that this is about Al-Qaeda.
Not only that, but he was British.
I know. What the fuck is up with that, bro? Now, anyways, let's
so, but just the
Also, just really quick, if this man had a gun, I'm saying if the rabbi had a strap.
Yeah.
This whole, just with the whole gun control bullshit, I'm just like, man, if the other guy had a gun, it probably wouldn't happen.
I mean, it is a synagogue. It's a place of God, you know, like, you know, because we're talking about, he's probably packing at the casa, you know, at his house, but
these are Texas Jews we're talking about. They'll build Fort Tough.
I was going to say, have you ever been to a church out in the boonies?
I was saying, yeah, he probably got the lockbox with all the tithing, but then a little sixer in there.
But I doubt that most rabbis or most, you know, people in a church or synagogue or mosque by that
they're not expecting
this, and they're not expecting to like have to just be packing heat.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a safe space, bro.
Yeah.
But it's pretty wild how the FBI was just like, oh no, I don't think this could have anything. But then they did the 180 once they got such a horrible reaction. But it's literally like Dude, we might as well be sponsored by fucking DraftKings because, like, you could, like, that's just what it is now. You're taking bets. People are taking bets on Twitter. Whenever something happens with a synagogue, it's like, heads it's a white supremacist, tails it's a Muslim. It's a kind of a. But a lot of people were like, white supremacists at it again, just immediately right off the bat.
Immediately, yeah.
Where it's like, let's see about that.
Let's see what Joey B has to say. Real quick,
yeah, good old Joey B.
Joey Bastard.
Joey B.
Now,
Teens.
what that means, I don't know. But you can't stop something like this if someone is on the street buying something from somebody else.
Using
on
it for the gun
street.
control narrative, yeah.
Except that there's so many guns that have been sold of late. It's just ridiculous. And
They're still going to be sold
to focus as
if
hard
you
as
take
we
them
should
away.
and as consistent as we should on gun purchases, gun sales, ghost guns, and a whole range of things.
We'll get further into this too.
Greg,
though,
I want
watch.
to go to you
So-
and have you listen first to
I think
Andy
that's it. We don't need to hear their
McCarthy,
opinion. We're here to give our
described
opinion,
what
okay?
the FBI might have been thinking.
There's more on this, but
Oh, is there?
well, it doesn't matter. We don't need to watch the whole Fox News clip. But what were you gonna say?
Yeah, so so to me, what's crazy is he's saying that he's using this moment to talk about gun control, but I think you put it on here, and I'll spoil it for the later slide or whatever, just for the conversation, whatever. Fucking MI5 already knew about this fool apparently, and knew that he had had sympathy.
He's British.
He was
MI5 being like basically the
British FBI.
The FBI, yeah.
British FBI. So
Some James Bond
as
shit.
a British fucking citizen, he was not, put on any kind of watch or warning and was able to just fly out here in the first place during a
Right.
pandemic. What's his paper situation looking like, by the
Right,
way? Because
where,
you think they
again-
because don't you have to have it to fly internationally in most places? I believe Britain would be one of those places, right?
And I don't know if this guy had done anything in the past or whatever. I don't know, because there was a whole thing. His family like came out and they're like, "Oh, we're so like devastated by what happened. We don't, obviously don't condone any of this." He was having a lot of mental health issues,
I do believe. I could believe.
And anyone that tries to hold people hostage or shoot someplace up, I mean,
That's
they're going to
usually
have
have
mental
some
health
issues.
issues, but.
Unless they're really for whatever they stand.
It really is rough though, because he did have to get a gun off the street or from someone, or just off the street, or maybe like some fucking store wasn't doing what they were
so
supposed
it's like,
to.
if the buck stops at the gun, the person selling guns, which maybe you could argue that whoever in Texas that sold him the gun maybe was not discriminating enough.
Oh my god!
I was just
Because he'd be like, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I can trust you with that.
No, he
not-
probably came in. He was like, "Hello, mate. How you doing? Can I get me can I get a 22?
Can I get the thing that go boom boom?
Can I get, why is he pigeon? Huh? He's not.
Not pigeon. He's British.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
He's
what'd you get?
British.
Oh, I guess that
Yeah.
bitch. Oh, I get. Never mind. You're right.
I was
He gave him
just-
a big
Pigeon.
shack. Big
I
shack.
don't know.
I'm sorry.
For me, being inside of gun stores and how they really scan people on like how who to sell the gun to and
that's
who
California.
they seem appropriate to sell guns to. It's like I don't know. I feel like this is just so far fetched for him to actually go into a store.
Yeah, I don't
and
think he
buy
went into
a
a.
gun.
I don't
he
think
got it off the street.
It was
That's what he
probably
said.
he was probably found some cholo ass looking dudes, and he's like, hey,
or someone else in his organization.
yeah, some other sympathizer
that
maybe.
already is here and says, "Oh yeah, you can take this gun."
I don't have anything to fucking kind of lean into that, but I mean, I feel like he had to have some sort of plan to because
In order to execute
to
it,
come here,
so-
like, did he say he was just on vacation? But it's like, it's kind of random to go from Britain to fucking Texas for vacation,
So it's crazy because they're like, well, this wasn't an anti-Semitic attack. You see, the only reason that he was holding the rabbi for ransom was because he was trying to make a list of demands, which included freeing a political prisoner she was arrested, called Lady Al-Qaeda
for attacking
Right.
for attacking American soldiers. in
There
custody.
has to be a motive though, just because who the fuck goes to Texas?
Well, that's what he was saying. So
Exactly.
the lady Al-Qaeda who he was trying to
She's
get
in
released.
jail
She's in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth,
She's in prison in Fort Worth.
Okay.
Right. So it's
Okay.
like he's going there to try and to have some leverage to be able to
Yeah.
get this chick out of jail or whatever, which did not happen because if you haven't heard, he got shot.
Yeah, he's
And
gonzo.
Thankfully, that was obviously, I guess in a perfect world, you'd want a situation where nobody dies, but kind of put it on himself, at that point. Even if he was having a mental health crisis, that's not something you do. And we're gonna, we're giving a shout out to the Jews in this one. Y'all got a tough fucking time, dude, because sometimes it's, the racist fucking rednecks coming after you. Sometimes it's the Al-Qaeda guys coming after you. And it's like, man, you can't catch a fucking break. Even in Texas,
He's real too. The rabbi, I think, did we have a video of him? Did you put that video?
I did not put the video, but it was
basically,
really short.
he was talking about how they managed to get, out. And they were, obviously they just played it really, as cool as they could. But he said he got a fucking opportunity. He fucking grabbed a chair and fucking threw it at him hella hard. And they were able to, he's able to knock him on his ass for a second. And they all got out. And then that's when the cops, the SWAT team came in and
that's wild.
Lit his ass up because why you bullying the Jews, huh?
Yeah. No, straight up. It's like, it's really fucked
crazy
up situation,
shit, bro. But I mean, it's kind of crazy because, I think a lot of younger people, they don't understand what it was like to have terrorist attacks be the main thing that they were trying to make you afraid of and shit, And, there was like the big, stop Islamophobia and, travel bans are Islamophobic and whatnot.
Right.
And I think it's real easy to forget that it's like, just like any of them, because we switched it from, radical Islam terrorism to white supremacist domestic terrorism,
which both are
a problem. But I mean, do you see the similarities where it's like a mentally ill person, going on a harangue,
who's probably radicalized
on the internet, it's, I mean, if he's from Britain, he's probably probably been closer to the situation too.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the guy, but here's kind of the distinction to make is because when we were growing up, we were in elementary school. When, we were all 6 when 9/11 happened?
Yeah.
We're youngsters. But, I remember one of our homies, Yusuf, Egyptian kid, he moved to the States at a young age. And, people would call him all sorts of shit, make Bin Laden jokes and all that kind of shit. And it sucks because in America, at least, most of the immigrants that come from Muslim countries are stoked about being American. And even though they have a Muslim faith, that doesn't necessarily contradict with having American values. And they're not whereas in Europe obviously there's plenty of Muslim immigrants that want to become that do view themselves as British or as French or whatever and just want to kind of be integrated with that society. But in a lot of these places like Sweden and a lot of these, and in the UK to some extent, they're bringing in a lot of refugees who never wanted to be part of that country, don't identify with that country or culture, feel totally outcast and kind of isolated. And they might be, or I don't know what this guy's story was, but he's probably the children of refugees or immigrants, himself. Right? And they kind of get cloistered in these little enclaves that don't really, and then they start to feel separated and they don't.
Right. Well, the thing is, too, is these communities get isolated and there's not much opportunity there. And it's much easier to become radicalized or violent or turn to crime or turn to prostitution or drugs. I read this book called Tea in the Harem, and it's about, I think it's Somalian, or maybe not Somalian, I forget. But it's about a small ghetto that existed outside of Britain or something. Mm-hmm. And they were just fucked. They're left out there on their own, you know? There's not really any public services. No one goes out there. And so,
become no-go zones.
Right.
The cops don't go there, and it's just gang warfare and all that kind of shit.
Right, and it just festers up, though, all these, ideas and shit. And it's you had to, someone along the way, had to have known about, this, because it's just crazy. Right. But anyways, yeah.
We had some more stuff on this, too.
Let me see. Let's go to the next slide here.
Yeah, we can skip the rest of this Fox video.
So that's what he looks like. Yeah, hostage taker was known to MI5. So,
right. It's the fact it's why did he get a gun off the streets? But it's why did he get
on a fucking international flight? You know? Which I said, bro, for years, I was on a no-fly list, bro, because I happened to share the name of somebody who was also on the no-fly list. Yeah, when I was a kid, bro.
That's crazy.
I almost couldn't come back from Hawaii. And it was they were guys, come on, he's fucking 12.
You don't know me? I'm badass, bro.
I know, right? I'm fucking...
Who was there? Was there another Eli Garcia that would just
I don't know.
Put cocaine in a yondom and put it up their ass and flew across the...
Probably border? Across the border, bro.
Nice.
That's the lore I'm making up. There's another Elias Garcia.
Yeah, watch history repeat itself.
You mean Elias Garcia?
Elias.
Hey, bro.
That's your alias?
All I'm saying is that if it's cheaper over here, I'm going to make something happen. All right. But yeah, he's an ugly fuck. That's the congregation. Yo, fuck this guy.
Yo, that's what Drake should have did, bro.
Oh, this is the thing here. So Malik Faisal Akram from Blackburn in Lancashire was the subject of an investigation in late 2020. But by the time he flew to the U.S., he was assessed to be no longer a risk. Siege at the synagogue in Colleyville near Dallas ended after 10 hours. God, imagine that. 10 hours with a motherfucker pointing a gun at you. That's fucking terrifying.
That's wild.
44.
Dude.
He was shot dead by the police. He had been on British Security Service watch list as subject of interest in 2020 and was investigated in the second half of that year. But by 2021, Akram, who had a criminal record in the UK, had moved from the active list to former subjects of interest list and was no longer considered a threat. But if he's like if he has a criminal record, again, why was he allowed to fly internationally? You know, I mean, like here in America, you can't even leave the fucking state if you're a felon, bro.
Which
like,
just kind of proves
it's kind of bullshit. But I mean, hey, like, you know,
doing all this TSA shit doesn't actually stop anything, you know. I'm not making an argument to say like, well, this is why it should be more strict with the flights. I'm just saying like,
no, it's always been bullshit.
It's always been bullshit, and they always tout it as like, we got to spend a bunch of money to make sure that there's, you know, security threats that don't get onto planes. But it's like, yeah, look how that fucking always works out.
I just love too though how it's like everybody thinks, he's fucking no longer considered a threat. I think there's one more section.
Yeah, there's
of
one
this
more
real
slide.
quick. One more slide on it. Let me see. Go one more time.
Click. I'm getting
I know, you got
fancy with the
animations,
transitions here,
bro.
you know?
With this transition, Christian's becoming a master of transitioning.
Yeah, dude. Google Slides. I'm making Google Slides my bitch.
Oh, okay. 2 teenagers remain in custody after being arrested in England as part of the investigation into what Joey B describes as an act of terror, but their ages and genders have not been released. Rabbi threw a chair at the case at the so to the chair. Okay, sorry, those are just points. The siege began at 11 o'clock local time, 1600 GMT on Saturday, when police were called to the Congregation Beth Israel Synagogue. Akram gained initial access to the synagogue during a service by claiming to be a homeless man, according to the police, and quoted by CBS. One hostage was released after 6 hours, while the other 3, including the rabbi, escaped several hours later. Rabbi Charlie Citron White told BBC partner CBS how he and 2 other hostages were able to escape without a shot being fired after he threw a chair.
Crazy.
Yeah, man, that's an intense situation.
This just seems so planned. I don't know. It just seems so planned and so orchestrated.
Allegedly. Just saying. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
Obviously, it is orchestrated. If this dude had this plan, pretended to be homeless,
Right.
fucking got a gun, came from another country,
Had motives,
had political motives to try to use hostages as leverage in something, you know, related to terrorism.
Because if this man didn't get shot, I'm just curious how they would have handled it.
I don't know.
Guantanamo.
Well, no, I'm saying if they would have, if he wouldn't have gotten shot.
If the SWAT team didn't come in and shoot the guy.
Yeah.
What would have happened?
If it lasted longer.
Yeah, because I
True.
mean,
I don't know. I don't think they wouldn't have given her up. They would have sent the SWAT team in anyways. I feel like.
Yeah.
They would have sent the SWAT team in anyways, and then just tried to take them out first.
It's crazy, man.
Because
we
they
don't
would have
negotiate with terrorists.
No, they would have like came in the back or something, bro. Straight up, like especially in Texas, like bro, they ain't. They're like, oh, it's Al-Qaeda, you know, like.
Right.
They're like, no, straight up, bro. The cops were probably like, fuck this fool. Like, you know, when it was like,
Exactly.
then they heard like, oh, release Al-Qaeda, fucking, you know, Miss Al-Qaeda.
Right. Which I don't
That's
know
like
that
you said.
much. I'm down to look more into the actual person that he's talking about wanting to free, because I don't know too much about her, but she has an 86-year sentence. Like, she's in Fort Worth for life, basically.
Didn't she do something to
Something with soldiers. I don't know the exact details. But what's crazy, because we're recording this on Tuesday right now, and just before we started recording too, there was another story about this crazy chick who like drove through the security gate in Mar-a-Lago in Florida, which is where Trump hangs out a lot of the time, which is crazy. She was let off. She was let off because she pled insanity, because she had stopped taking her meds and just like went ham and just tried to like break through the security at Mar-a-Lago.
I think that's kind of bullshit.
TDS to the max, dude.
Yeah, crazy shit. But anyways,
It's two similar stories.
I just want to say too, though, I think that it's kind of crazy that people have thought that these conflicts have gone away just because the narrative, like focal point, they're not the narrative focal point anymore in the media.
It's not too much in the United States, but in Europe, there's still kind of a lot of this kind of
Right.
stuff.
And I hate to say it, but there wasn't that much in the United States to begin with. Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff was like false flag kind of operations from when we were growing up. From what I could see, specifically my thing that comes to mind is like the Boston bombing one, because there was like Blackwater agents all around there and shit, and like, they like locked the entire city down like COVID style or something just to find these two guys, and it's like they didn't do that here, or they didn't do that in other situations. Like they literally locked the city down and like made people stay inside and like put martial law and shit over these two college kids allegedly, and it's like, that's weird.
That's a crazy ass
But
situation,
this
dude.
stuff is still going on. So yeah.
Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking lock your synagogue doors. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, China. Classic China.
So yeah,
Okay, I have a couple of things after we watch this video to ask you guys about. And I just want to see what you guys feel.
Okay. So allegedly, and man, all of our stories are so allegedly this week. So just take everything with a grain of salt, Allegedly in China.
That's why we're not in the news anchor jackets,
That's right.
bro. We're
Comedy.
just live and we're just vibing.
Comedy. So allegedly China is trying to create an artificial sun. Not an artificial daughter. They surely don't want that. An artificial sun. A one son policy they have. But so it's crazy. So there's this video that came out and everybody's like, is this the artificial sun that China was talking about? Let's find out. I don't know.
Let me see.
Probably not. Visa.
A number of images and videos of what looks like a ball of light and gas went viral, with users claiming China had actually launched its recent experiment into the sky. One video, which has been retweeted over 20,000 times, pictures a bright light ascending into the air followed by billows of smoke, with a crowd of
It is pretty
onlookers on the
circular.
beach avidly capturing the moment on their phones. The posts have since been debunked, as they reportedly picture a completely different event, the launch of a Chinese rocket a few weeks prior.
It's just
Snopes
glare, dude.
reports that
Look at
the
all those
video
phones.
is likely to be from a launch from Wenchang Space Launch Center in
All those
Wenchang,
Huawei
province
phones.
of
It's pretty
China.
bright.
Another viral video, captioned the moment China
Yeah.
launched the artificial
that's just how
sun as
smoggy
night
it is
turned
out
into
there.
day, shows a
Right.
similar ball of light, with its ascension taking place at night. Twitter users commented on the event, with many frightened by the possibility of a fake sun.
I don't trust like
China's
that.
actual experiment, which remains firmly on the ground at a nuclear fusion facility in Shanghai, is designed to hopefully one day create unlimited clean energy.
They're on that Spider-Man
The
2
machine
shit.
managed to reach temperatures of
real.
up to 70 million degrees Celsius.
Nice.
That's a spicy
That means
meatball.
China's East machine can burn almost 5 times hotter than the thing that is literally keeping everyone on Earth alive.
Bird 5 times hotter than that model's pussy, am I right?
Sure.
Nice. So
Adam,
that's interesting.
So
China.
can we go to a standstill picture of this thing in the sky really quick?
I don't have a standstill picture.
well, I mean, like
in the
pause
sky, but- or, yeah,
somewhere
on
in
the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, try that, Bobby, right in the beginning, maybe.
Yeah, like
Oh,
right
you go.
there. Perfect.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
perfect.
So, you see the exhaust on the ground, like all the stuff at the bottom. But you know how rockets usually, when they shoot off into space, they have a trail behind them.
Fat chemtrail
and
underneath them, yeah.
that doesn't have a chemtrail.
You know, I think I'm...
It's a little weird.
Second of all, if you've ever seen any video of a rocket shooting off, it's not that bright. It's you can see the
it's
rocket
very smoggy,
itself.
though.
Their shit's smoggy as fuck out there, bro. Like, you
Yeah.
can't even see the sun on, like, the regular basis.
Yeah.
The other thing, okay, so I guess this just said that it was a fake video, or it's not fake, it's just of a rocket
Of a
shooting
rocket,
off.
yeah.
But saying if this was their artificial sun and it burns 5 times or 7 times hotter than the real thing, all these people, I mean, they would set off like
it's-
literal climate change
Right.
in
It's
their
literally.
area.
Yeah. I don't think that this is what that is.
Which,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just,
I think
there's
it's
just a lot
people
of
are getting
weird
two
things.
stories confused together.
Right, and
Like,
I think that
yeah.
does happen a lot these days, where there's like a lot of like crossing over of the stories.
But the-
I would not
don't.
put it-
I,
I
hear, I
wouldn't
will
put
say,
it past them.
I will say though, I
they could
don't
do it, they would.
I don't doubt that they are shooting things that they're not talking about yet into space, like to us, because they are going ham with the space stuff. They're obviously going ham with the energy sources, trying to find renewable energy and shit. They're trying to do the sun in a bottle kind of thing.
Yeah, so I think there's a misconception as to like the artificial sun thing. It seems like with a sun simulator, which is what people think this is supposed to be, it's supposed to, actually cast light. But it seems like what China is trying to do is launch a fusion reactor into space, and that they can essentially produce energy in like an isolated environment, and it's like cold in space, so obviously like it provides like the ultimate cooling.
Yeah,
I see.
That's almost like that movie Cloverfield Paradox was originally going to be called God Particle, and it was Cloverfield Paradox. It's still about the they have like a large hadron energy collider up in space.
Yeah,
and
that's kind of more what they're doing. Allegedly,
Allegedly, I do
doing
think that that might be what they're working towards, bro. Honestly, because think about it too, though, because they already have hella climate problems. They're the ones who are already, because they don't have no EPA over there, bro. They don't go fuck. They're going ham. Like, that's why everybody wears masks, and that's why it's always fucking smoggy out there and shit. So I like, when I heard like, oh, fake sun, I'm all like, they could actually be doing something like
along those lines.
But they're not just gonna. But you can't just launch a fake sun into the sky. There's no way that that's what this fucking is. That it has a nuclear core.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like this could be something different though. Like the fake sun and then the sun reactor, or it could be two different things.
I think that's what's
because I think that there could be a technology. Like, remember you were talking about like the refraction particles or whatever, or like the refractory stuff.
Let's watch this shit one more time actually, because I just want to see. It was just without the audio, just like.
Yeah,
I just want to look at the
audio.
Just the way it levitates though off of the ground, and there's not very much exhaust. It just really, I don't know.
But also, it looks like they're pretty far away from it.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Is this also not just a sunrise? No, it's not. Okay.
See,
it does look weird. It does look kind of weird,
so
but also
circular.
it's such a shitty video that it's like.
Also, their technology is really different. Like their rockets and shit are different than ours. Like
it does look fucking weird.
That looks cleaner than ours. Then
it does look fucking weird.
It looks better than ours, frankly.
Which is just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right.
I don't know.
The way it just levitates into the air. There's no extra exhaust. Like it just
the fact
seems...
that there was a fact check on this like immediately too.
Right.
I was like, something's interesting.
Something a little
here.
fishy, yeah.
And they said too, one was at night and one was at day. This is the next video, see, but this is at a different time. So what the fuck? This is two different rocket launches.
Well, they also could be in different areas. Obviously, this is at a different spot than the last video, which if it was going on to noon time, like whoever's in that one spot might have a little bit more light than the other.
Right.
True.
Let's check out. There's an article. Yeah, we got an article about their actual quote unquote artificial sun, which is this, which is what's being videoed right now.
Yeah.
So that's the heezy right there, bro. That's the shabubala.
So
That's
the way
the
this looks,
detonator of human life.
this doesn't look like it's supposed to outwardly appear to be a sun, rather just create the energy of the sun.
It's like a nuclear reactor or something.
Yes.
It's like or like the Large Hadron Collider.
But there are, however, solar simulators that are designed to reflect the appearance of a sun.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like
So
that is a piece
those
of
are
technology.
different things. Yeah.
That's being worked on.
I got some more
there's
slides here. So we got from Smithsonian Magazine, China's artificial sun just broke a record for the longest sustained nuclear fusion. Superheated plasma reached 126 million degrees Fahrenheit for 17 minutes.
That was talking about the video. I'm pretty sure.
no.
No, that's talking about this thing.
No.
This machine right
Stop
here.
spreading misinformation, Ethan. That's Chinese propaganda. In a new world record, China's artificial sun project has sustained a nuclear fusion reaction for more than 17 minutes, reports Anthony Cuthbertson for The Independent.
Cuthbertson.
God.
I hate The Independent.
Cuthbert, yeah.
No, wait, The Guardian is who I hate especially.
Oh, dude, I hate
even though I am The Guardian.
In the latest Jay the Guardian. Guardian. In the latest experiment, superheated plasma reached 126 million degrees Fahrenheit. That's roughly 5 times hotter than the sun, which radiates a scorching 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit at the surface and about 27 million degrees at its core. Wait, are they saying
That's a hot swimming pool, am I right?
10,000 degrees at the sun's surface? That's wild. And
Hot swimming pool, just like that IG model's pussy.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yes.
Cesspool. Coal and natural gas are the primary energy sources currently used around the world, but these
Coal and-
materials come in limited capacity. What? Excuse me?
Colon natural gas.
Colon.
R.I.P. Colin Powell.
Colon bowels.
Nuclear fusion would be the cleanest energy source available because it replicates the sun's physics by merging atomic nuclei to generate large amounts of energy into electricity. The process requires no fossil fuels, leaves behind no radioactive waste, and is a safer alternative to fission nuclear power, per The Independent. The recent application lays a solid scientific and experimental foundation towards the running of a fusion reactor, says Gong Jianzu, a researcher at the Institute of Plasma Physics of the Chinese Academy of Sciences.
Man, they're living in the future, bro. They got Plasma Physics University, bro. What the fuck? Sorry.
I'm pretty sure we've got some plasma physics institutes.
I never heard of them.
You can donate. You can sell plasma. China's experimental advanced superconducting tokamak, whatever that means. Yeah, East, was designed to potentially be used as a near limitless supply of clean energy on Earth. The Xinhua news agency reports the donut-shaped East reactor is referred to as an artificial sun because it simulates the fusion process within the stars.
It's literally the plot of Spider-Man 2, bro. It's got fucking Dr.
Wow.
Ox.
I
Dr. Ox scheme.
think there's a little bit more.
Yeah, let's see. What's the next part of the article?
Doc Ock was a good guy.
I believe there was a little bit.
Yeah, you know, we saw it. Once he got what he wanted, it was done. So
You go. Sorry, I added hella transitions.
I know we
and
got the
animations.
transitions.
It
and
looks
stuff.
cool,
So many.
doesn't it? Tokamaks like East use magnetic fields to confine turbulent, at times unstable plasma or ionized gas at high temperatures in a loop course called a torus, per the Department of Energy. You guys following this?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Inside the tokamak, lasers heat heavy hydrogen atoms like deuterium and tritium up to hundreds of millions of degrees Fahrenheit, which is the temperature threshold where fusion process begins in stars.
That's crazy.
The heat allows research to replicate the intense gravitational pressure within a star's core, Newsweek reports. At these high temperatures, the atomic nuclei inside a tokamak will begin to smash together and release energy that can be used for electrical power. We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
They're going to smash together harder than Drake in that IG model. And it's going to be hotter than the inside of that Yondom.
Here comes the sun. Keeping plasma contained at such intense temperatures without leakage, however, has become proven to be extremely challenging in much the same way as Drake could not prevent leakage
in the hot temperatures of that ass.
Yeah, in the hot temperatures of the jacuzzi, you know.
Here comes the
jacuzzi.
Here comes the coom.
All right, let's see.
Scientists have been working to harness energy from nuclear fusion for over 70 years. Furthermore, an experimental tokamak reactor that produces more energy than it can uses has never been created, per Live Science. So they've never actually been able to make one that uses or that creates more energy than it actually uses to operate it.
Right.
So that's kind of the barrier I guess they're trying to get past. But China's success with East suggests researchers are getting closer to sustainably harnessing cosmic power. Ooh,
It really is.
theory.
It's really what it is,
Yeah.
actually, bro. Shit's crazy.
In theory, deuterium can be obtained from Earth's oceans. I've never heard of this element. Is this a new joint?
I think it is newer, and I think it's dense as fuck.
That's crazy. 1 liter of seawater is estimated to have enough fusion material to produce energy equivalent to 300 liters of gasoline. Wow. Currently, China's East reactor is being used to test technology for an even bigger tokamak reactor under construction in France.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. I
All
got a
right
fucking
there? You want me to finish it for you?
nuclear sun reactor in my fucking my
gut there.
tum-tum there. The International Thermonuclear blah, 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 will be the world's largest nuclear reactor. The United States, United Kingdom, China, India, and all states in the European Union are involved in the project, Live Science reports. The reactor, expected to begin working in 2025, is also the world's most powerful magnetic field, which is 280,000 times as strong as the Earth's own. Damn!
That's pretty
That
wild.
seems
That's
strong.
fucking scary, dude.
they're
If you
playing
think
with
about
fire
it,
there.
considering the scale of Earth and the fact that we can jump at all, the Earth is actually a pretty weak magnet relative to its size.
I gotta
Relative to the size,
on,
yeah.
On that note, then it's like, could you take something like this to say Mars and get it to start spinning again?
You know, the thing is
To
like,
get what? To start spinning?
I mean, if it has such magnetic force, you could technically put this at a core of a planet and get it to start spinning again.
Wait, Mars
Maybe
spins?
I understood that wrong.
No,
But,
no. See, the difference is it may be more powerful, but the scope, the like a range of the magnetic field is not going to encompass a planet.
Like, yeah, it's gonna be like fucking small in like a little field. There's gonna be
Right.
like
You'd
a
have
big
to-
Because it's so
room.
much smaller than the core of a planet, I guess.
You'd
Right?
have to
Yeah.
create like an continental network of points that just create a magnetic field around the whole planet.
Right. Because the magnetic field, I guess, is not.
Right,
It's spreading
I know
out
what you're trying
throughout
to.
the whole
I know.
Earth, you know
I know.
what I mean?
I know
Like-
what you're trying to say, though. Yeah, if they did manage to like space out,
Right.
where it could,
If it
to
was-
where it did cover
right.
the whole planet, they
Yeah.
might be able to to get that bitch moving to
Right, that's
at
true.
a different rate. But
That's true. We got a very weak magnetic field on Earth. Just because it's such a big magnet. Yeah, the fact that we can jump at all is kind of wild.
Yep.
Not me. I'm white, of course, but
oh my god.
I mean,
Is this some-
and you know, like one big like coronal mass ejection basically just wipes out all of our magnetic resistance for like radiation
that would be
and
the
all
real
that shit.
corona.
Yeah, that would be the real corona. That would put us in a dark age for upwards of 100 years. But
that's definitely part of like kind of if you get because I love astronomy. That's not astrology.
Both.
Astronomy. I love them both. I do love them both. But astrology is like always been my favorite science, and there is a lot of existential shit with astrology where it's like, astronomy. Fuck, astrology. No, it works for both. It works
Hey,
for
let me
both.
get an astronomy sandwich.
So in astronomy though, there's hella shit that it's like, yeah, no matter what, like if this happens, we're fucked, and
Pretty
like
much.
coronal mass ejection, if our magnetic field gets wiped out because of it, no more internet, no more ZUDECAST, no more video, no electricity.
I definitely had some mass ejections when I had corona
I had some mass ejections.
after drinking corona.
Yeah, sure.
I'm having mass ejections right now.
But them doing these kinds of experiments is just crazy because it's like, this is almost crazier to me than sending people into space almost, like it's like, I guess
that shit blows up. It's like right here.
yeah, if that blows up, like it's gonna have like talk about like environmental impact and shit. Like
it's all the way over there.
I mean, it is already over there, but I don't know, because part of me is like, this is the future. This stuff has been held back by like big oil and some of the more kind of old guard shit, and this kind of science is what would hypothetically get us into space and shit, too.
So why is Elon Musk not doing nuclear?
That is a good question. This is probably extremely dangerous.
There's a lot. Because Musk is heavily subsidized
And he's
by
too
the
busy
U.S. government.
focused
Which,
on supercomputers.
well, he's doing a lot of
he's
shit.
doing some other shit, but
Is he not? I don't think he's not against nuclear.
Well,
though.
he's
I've heard him
working with
say
he's
some
working
pretty
with CERN
pro-nuclear,
though. He's
right.
working with CERN, and they're doing crazy shit too. So it's on the same level, but it's different to me because this is something that actually would directly. You want to talk about like Green New Deal and like lower emissions or whatnot. Like this kind of stuff, nuclear fusion, like and high particle collision is the future. And they were saying like, oh, like cosmic power. It is. It really is though. Like this is like what's happening like in the center of suns that make everything. It's like it's
If
all
you
just,
had this powering your power grid, and then you had electric cars on top of that aren't emitting fossil fuels, and you could figure out a way to do this cleanly without blowing shit up, like
that'd be fire.
that'd be dope as fuck, and it would be probably a good thing. But nuclear is very, I don't know. Like you said, why is Elon not working on this? I don't know. Maybe it's just because nuclear is lobbied so heavily against in the United States for political reasons. Just out of kind of post Cold War sort of fears. It seems like that's the big thing, and because they're trying to make more money on fucking wind and solar and all this stuff. Which if you can get nuclear stuff really popping, and you can get battery technology really popping, all the like electric cars, wind and solar, like all that stuff could be actually used well. It's like there's just those two things. The battery technology especially is just like such a what's it called? Like a bottleneck, where you can't get past a certain point where you can actually make the technology useful unless we make a breakthrough in some other kind of aspect. But let's keep it popping unless you guys have anything else on this.
Zoos with the science. That's all.
Zoos with the science. We're informed.
Yep. Speaking about being informed, I told y'all suck my dick.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a W. It makes me happy because I mean, there's something fucking standing in the way of this.
It just cracks
roller
me
coaster.
up because I'm like multiple internet resources like on Twitter, Instagram, all that shit. I just keep on seeing like young white girls comment on like posts about this and being like, why? why?
Why
And
are
I'm
they
like,
not mandating it for
yeah,
everybody?
I'm like, do you
Because it's
not understand-
unconstitutional.
It's it's the same reason you can get the borscht.
Oh yeah, it's
It- it-
it's a what 14th Amendment thing, the privacy.
It's a Roe v. Wade thing, yes.
Well-
and it's, because that case is not about abortion; it's about medical privacy. Like it's the fact that that's been twisted to be
Right.
about abortion because it involved abortion. No, that's what this is about too. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Is
So,
fucking
yeah,
you don't have to disclose any medical information because to me, inalienable rights are things that you have in the wild. In the wild, if I fucking met up with someone and said, "Hey, I broke my leg," before they might just kill me, but I don't have to tell them that, like in the wild, hypothetically, like,
Right,
so it's
right.
medical privacy is a right, it's an inalienable right to me.
The privacy is right, and also, well, okay. So for anyone that's not looking at the video right now, so this article here, the Supreme Court allows CMS vaccine mandate to go into effect, blocks OSHA vaccine requirements. So for most people's normal jobs outside of the medical field, you can't. They basically said that no, it's unconstitutional. You can't do these vaccine mandates. I don't know exactly. So let's see. The U.S. Supreme Court today allowed the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services vaccine mandate to go into effect nationwide while blocking the Occupational Safety and Health Administration's vaccine requirements from taking effect. The court ruled 5-4 in allowing the CMS vaccine mandate to go into effect and 63 in blocking the OSHA mandates. 6-3, baby.
That's pretty bad.
And you know what?
Got rocked.
I talk a lot of shit about Trump sometimes, but hey, he did get. I'm pretty sure Coney Barrett and Gorsuch and Kavanaugh all voted to block the OSHA mandate. So if that had not happened, if those Supreme Court justices had not been appointed in the last 4 years, who knows how this would have turned out? Because it was pretty close on the medical one.
The medical one, yeah. The 5-4. That's fair to me, honestly. If it's
Right.
like, a medical, whatever, they ruled how they ruled there, if it's certain fields, but OSHA is everybody. OSHA is everybody. I was
Right.
even surprised that OSHA was trying to pull this, to be honest, because OSHA is all like, they have all the fucking charts in all your fucking places. Everywhere you go, everywhere you work, they're like, you have rights, you have this, you have that, discrimination this, sexual harassment that. These are all your things that you have the rights to
Right.
as a worker in America. And it's like, for them to really try to like just play this hand like in
Right.
conjunction with Joey B. Was just shocking to me, to be honest. But I mean, I knew this was gonna happen.
Right.
And this fool's fucking, I don't know, but I mean, people are still trying to get it going anyways, like even this article was like, oh, here's how we can still get it to happen, even though the
you're right.
OSHA fucking
I think what's going to happen is in all these major cities, even in red states, these like blue centers kind of cities are still going to, in places like Walmart or places like, whatever, like, large concert halls, stuff like that, Madison Square Garden, there's still going to be all these vaccine mandates. Whereas in smaller places where they know the cops aren't really going to be enforcing it, they're kind of just not going to give a shit.
What this does is it allows it to be at the discretion of the company still, and
which at a certain point I'm like, hey,
that's what it comes down to. I mean, I respect the right of, if somebody wants to say, that's what you do,
Right.
but in order to work, like, I guess in order to work there, like,
Right.
it's okay to me, I guess. It sucks because my
Right.
entire career of working in education is really put to a halt because of I'm not taking it yet. I've said several times I just want to take the definitive version of it. When it's finally said and done.
I mean, they're coming
we're
out-
talking about they're coming down with the more traditional version of
Right.
the vaccine, where it's
the Novavax or whatever. It's more,
Right.
it's the adenovirus version. It's not an mRNA joint. It's a different.
That's
it's
like
a different
it's
thing.
like a classic inoculation style,
Right.
and I would rather take something like that,
Yeah.
than have to get this new experimental science one, like which
Yeah. So, oh shit, what was I about to say? Well, let me read the rest of this real quick. In a statement shared with the media today, AHA President CEO Rick Pollack said, "For 2 long years, the dedicated women and men of America's hospitals and health systems have experienced firsthand the overwhelming impact of COVID-19. The pandemic has been frustrating, exhausting, and heartbreaking. The COVID-19 vaccines have been a ray of light because they greatly decrease the chances of contracting COVID-19, becoming severely sick, becoming hospitalized, or dying. Yada, yada. That's why the AHA has constantly urged all healthcare workers to be vaccinated and supports hospitals and healthcare systems that require them for their workforce to better protect them.
By the way, this is from American Hospital Association. So
Yeah.
this is a very, obviously they're going to be more pro the CMS mandate, which is the one that did get passed for medical workers to have to get vaccinated, and government workers too. I think it said
For government, it's one thing.
government
because
makes
when
sense
you
'cause at
sign
least
up
that's
for
a
the
fucking-
government,
when you sign to work for the government, you're already being a
you're
fucking
signing
cunt.
your life away. You've agreed to be a
bitch.
yeah.
I've also seen
Not saying all people that work for the
And
government.
if you work for the
are-
government,
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
do you?
You're fine.
And also, hey, if you're vaccinated, do you?
I've technically worked for the government.
I've seen a lot of actually like people in the forces, like comment about this and be like, where does this put us then? And
The cops? Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, not just the cops. I'm saying like our military.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
ask like, where does this put us then? And it puts you in the same place where you were
I
because
think
you still work for the government.
Yeah, I don't think the military is going to change on this. And it's kind of one thing where because it's a lot of people are traveling to the Middle East, to Africa, to all these different places, you have to get all these like malaria shots and all these different things
It's
for
just
that.
one more
Anyways,
shot.
one more shot for them. But here's the problem when it comes to just, quote unquote free market activities. It's really what a vaccine mandate is a First Amendment violation because most of these, at least my opinion, most of these companies do not want to be implementing and enforcing all these bullshit rules. They say, sorry, I don't want to have to check you at the door. I would rather take your business and not have to worry about this mandate stuff, but I can't because the government is threatening me. That's really what it comes down to, which is thereby limiting their freedom of association with whoever they want to associate with. Right? You have the freedom of assembly. And when they say the freedom of assembly, they don't just mean, freedom to protest here or freedom to do this here. It's freedom of assembly and freedom of association with whoever you want, basically. So if they're preventing you by law from interacting or being able to let people onto your property that you own and you pay taxes on, that's a First Amendment violation because First Amendment's not just about free speech.
What
It's
was
about
it that we
freedom of
talked about
association.
a couple of weeks ago about 7 months from now they have to release certain confident or the
about the
Pfizer.
Pfizer
Pfizer.
stuff.
The
Yeah.
studies, they have to release all the...
I'm just curious how that's gonna blow over saying, with that coming up and them saying no to this, it's just like it could just be like one of those really crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think-
we'll cover it, but
there was even was it? I think it was the Pfizer CEO today was saying that he's like, yeah, maybe Omicron could be the last wave.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, they
man.
finally
Yeah.
fucking figured it out, bro.
They finally
fucking-
are running out
they
of
gave it up. They're
options.
finally about to give it up, bro. Because this very much so has just been a big commercial. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's been a big pharma commercial to take the vaccine and shit. So
I think I've got one more little slide
So
on
this
this.
fucking let's see here. Let's keep it rolling. More time. Oh yeah,
Here we go.
that's cool.
So let's see a little bit more here. Now that the Supreme Court ruling has lifted the ban from the CMS vaccine mandate, the AHA will work with the hospital field to find ways that comply with that balances that requirement with the need to retain a sufficient workforce to meet the needs of their patients. We appreciate the recent guidance that extended the compliance deadline and offered enforcement decision. We expect CMS to honor those commitments and continue to work closely with us to ensure that the compliance is measured in blah, 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 in a thoughtful, careful way that recognizes current circumstances. So the administration is going to continue to work with us by providing the funding and other resources needed to pursue aggressive and creative strategies to bolster the healthcare workforce. Man, it's crazy because they need to bolster their numbers so much because they had to fire so many people in the first place who had already worked through the whole pandemic, had already gotten COVID probably multiple times and been fine, but now all of a sudden they're a liability and they're a risk. It's crazy because at the same time you have this, and then you also have where they were sending like COVID positive hospital workers back into the field, like back into the hospitals, which is just seems insane to me.
Oh, my bad.
But lastly, we urge any healthcare providers that are not subject to the CMS requirement to continue their efforts to achieve high levels of vaccination. We must continue to work together as a field to use vaccines as a powerful tool that they are to protect everyone in our community.
So it is rough though, because you want to talk about I don't know. Yeah, I know nurses have it really fucking rough anyways and shit, and medical workers have it really rough anyways. So it's like
It's not an easy job.
yeah, so it's like you're just making it harder on the people that are going to be there by not allowing vaccinated people, unvaccinated people to work there.
Right.
Because frankly, it doesn't matter if you're fucking vaccinated if you're not fucking sick. That's what everybody keeps
Right.
fucking forgetting. If you're not sick, if you're fine, you're fine. Like that's how that fucking works.
Everybody
Like,
forgets about natural,
they really do.
antibodies.
Natural immunity is a fake.
Right.
news,
It seems
bro.
like medical, the fact that you can still spread it with the vaccine. So, I mean, whatever. We've been over this kind of stuff
Yeah,
all
we've
the
been over
time,
it.
and it's a slow burn. But I think
We're getting
it's
there.
Finally,
We're getting there.
finally starting to fall apart a little bit for these guys.
We're getting there. But hey,
and I think we had an.
let's keep it going.
yeah.
Yeah, we got something vaguely related.
Vaguely
One more
related.
This is a real
Yeah.
column, bro. Mocking.
So-
Yeah. So, how do you feel about anti-vaxxers, Christian? What do you?
Oh
what do you
man.
feel?
Well, it depends. So the Los Angeles Times wrote a opinion piece, and I think I had it hyperlinked. We don't have to read the whole article. There was definitely some nuggets in it.
Will it work on the tablet though? Do you think it might trip out on?
Probably.
Well, we'll see.
So mocking anti-vaxxers COVID deaths is ghoulish, yes, but may be necessary, which is this whole opinion piece that they wrote. So there was this senator who was a Republican, and she, was kind of railing against the COVID lockdowns and the mandates and all these kind of things. And I believe had just anti-vaccine in general kind of statements. And then she contracted COVID and passed away.
Yikes!
Which is like, that's pretty, yeah. Oh, let's, Yikes. Man,
awkward.
yeah, no, is it more Seinfeld theme song or is it more Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah, that's more that one.
It's pretty bad, and I don't mean to. I mean, we're continuing our trend here of every
Mocking
single
dead
episode
people.
mocking recently deceased people. But that's what this whole article is about. Essentially justifying. They're like, well, maybe they should be made fun of because they're spreading misinformation that's leading people to die, even themselves. And
I don't know. I mean, I think that everybody should be made fun of, but
right.
no. But this is the direct hole in their argument that this entire thing has been about saving lives and stopping lives from being saved or whatever. But how many times
It's about
have we
safety. It's about cleanliness. It's about
how many times have we seen like Democrat people be like, "I hope you get the virus and fucking die then," you
No,
know,
real-
like you
for
know,
real,
like
though.
and it's like it's not about fucking safety or that anything. It's about fucking getting people to do what you think they should be doing, and now they're just straight up saying like, oh, fuck them, fuck them. I don't know. I mean, at least they're showing their cards of how fucking cynical and ugly they are, but
Right.
I don't know. It's just so hypocritical, because they claim to be the accepting party.
right. I think we had this. Like if you click on her face, I think it was hyperlinked. I don't know if it's gonna work though.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like it was having
Okay,
troubles.
never mind. We don't have to go into the whole
either
thing.
way,
This is already kind of
it's-
old news,
it's,
but
it's fucking stupid.
But
if you get
essentially,
the idea.
the idea of this article is I didn't read like the whole thing because it was kind of long. It's a fucking opinion piece, but here we go.
There it is.
So yeah,
Oh, it's all zoomed in though.
might be okay.
So that's the lady right there, by the way. She got crazy eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say she looks a little dead inside.
She looks like she hasn't had any vaccines
This is
ever,
ass.
though. You feel me?
Yeah, it's not gonna
Yeah,
work
fuck that
this
shit.
way. Unfortunately, all right, you might be able to.
You feel me, though? She doesn't look like she was just anti-Rona vax. She looked like she ain't never had a vax in her life.
Yeah.
I kid. But,
Oh,
all right. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
So, it's,
whatever.
Yeah, fuck it. No. I knew.
see? Never mind. We fucked it all up. Okay,
Yeah, no, it's good. It's
I
good.
forgot that we were
don't
running.
even have to read it.
I
It's
forgot that we were
fucking
running it
retarded.
off the tablet.
Yeah,
But-
she's a
but-
stupid bitch is the moral of the story. Not her, the person who wrote the article, bro, because
Right,
it's
but-
just literally someone else in the fucking LA Times, too, was like, we shouldn't make fun of NVAX dead. Like, there were two columns
Yeah,
that they
that's-
wrote
it's pretty
next to
bad.
each other.
But what they were saying, they were saying, oh, well, this, Congresswoman was saying that the vaccine mandates don't work or whatever. But then they were like, actually, according to the data, the mandates do work. at increasing compliance to get the vaccine. And it's like, that's not that's such a circular logic. That's not what we mean by effective. By effective, we mean by like mitigating the amount of people who are spreading and catching the disease, which is not what happens because people can still spread it and still catch it. But yes, when you force people to get the jab to go to work.
Just look how deep her eyes
Yeah,
sink
they're
in,
very,
bro.
very sunken
It's
in.
bad.
I don't know if she had any, if she was from COVID or with COVID, but as they say. But, you know, they talked about this point where they're like, of course the mandates work because more people comply when you force them to comply to be able to live their normal lives. And it's like, yeah, no shit. That is effective. Because that's what it is for these people is it's all about, does the ends justify the means? Can we use and manipulate people using public health to comply in a way that we want them to comply? Yes. Though then that's effective. It's like that's not what we mean by effective. That's not what it should mean. Like it's pretty dark. But we don't have to go over the whole.
Yeah,
We should
no,
do
I
an
think-
episode that we just don't talk about COVID.
No, I'm down. I know.
Hey, we're trying to do Zoods with the news here, and that's what's coming up. But I
True,
mean, it's
true.
pretty significant shit.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just another fucking, pivot in the
Yeah.
fucking conversation where they're starting
Yeah.
to show how they really are and shit, you know?
Yeah.
There's like the chick, too, spitting that dude's mouth on a plane or whatever, and it's all like, yeah, that's what you're gonna fucking do.
Hot.
But
No, just kidding.
hey,
He probably
I
liked it.
can't say I've never had that happen to me. Yeah, let's
Mile
keep
High
it
Club.
rolling. Let's keep it
Yeah.
rolling here because we got one fucking disgusting face into another. Viewer
Yeah.
discretion advised.
All right.
Yeezy.
Yeah, we're getting out of the COVID, and
We're returning to monkey.
you like the little transitions there. It's pretty good, huh?
Pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Pretty nice.
So,
huh? Like our animation skills.
yeah. No, it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
this is
made it a lot
horrific.
more lighthearted.
Peter, don't
Yeah.
come after us too.
Yeah, we're
Fuck,
trying to go for
PETA-
a lighter note now.
PETA, I ain't scared of you, okay? What are you going to do? Throw red paint on me, bro?
So what happened here, Eli?
well, so the game and Kanye, was it the game?
we don't have to show this on the screen for too extended of a period of time, too.
It's
pretty gnarly.
It's
but,
pretty rough, but they came out with a single and called Easy, and this was the album cover to it, and then fucking Kanye just posted it on his Instagram too with very little context. Yeah,
He's already dead. You gotta fucking stick a laser in his nose, dude. That's horrible.
Yeah, really disturbing stuff here.
man.
So that picture was from
bad.
a photo exhibition where this dude, I think he went to a different country, and there was some sort of animal hospital or something like that where some animals had been skinned, and so he did like a fucking series of photos of them. But that's where that picture's from, by the way. So it gives me what do you think he's trying to say here with this picture? Pull it back up. Don't be afraid.
Are we going with the? What angle are we taking here? Is it the relevance of it being a monkey, or is it the relevance of it being skinned, or both?
See, I think it just is that for like coming from Kanye, for me, it's like, man, he's literally telling Pete Davidson he's gonna make him look like
That's
this.
what I think it is too,
Yeah.
because the monkey's eyes
Basically.
kind of do look like Pete Davidson's eyes for some reason.
And
the
for the
butthole eyes.
game, he's just like, man, I'm the craziest blood out there, bro.
I know these fools. Yeah, these fools are being edgy as fuck right now. Honestly, Kanye's been on his whole fucking mental psychosis kick recently too. So this is not that surprising to me, to be honest. Like, but fuck, is it edgy, bro? It also gives
Yeah.
me some Illuminati vibes for sure. A little bit of frazzle drip going on there. A little bit of adrenochrome kind of references.
fucking monkey,
Skinned
dude.
alive.
So what at this? You said it was at a hospital. A hospital where?
I don't know. Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm not. I was gonna put a link to the art
nuts.
gallery, but I decided not. We don't need
It
to
was
do
probably
that.
at
Yeah.
like a vet or something.
Yeah, no, that's
Well,
what I'm saying. It was like an animal. It was like an animal hospital or
but
something.
is it like an exhibit where it's like this is what the inside of animals looks like?
It was.
Oh, that reminds me.
It
of
was
some,
some
other shit.
actual thing. It
Look
was
at
not an exhibit. It was.
Okay, it's
it
not
was
like a
in
museum.
That's what I'm saying. No, it was during his travels
just
in
skinning
a.
him to
He
eat
saw
him?
a place and he. I don't know, dude. They fucking. I didn't look into it that much. I'm sorry, but fucking. It was on some edgy ass fucking art website, and I didn't want to include the link just because there was other pictures like there's other pictures like this. It's like a gang of other pictures like this, and they're like some of them are like there's more pictures of this monkey just kind of posed, and I did think some of it was in bad taste, and but needless to say, Peta's mad.
Oh man, it hurts to look at.
Yeah, it's pretty rough to look at. But Peta, let's go look at what Peta produced themselves. Actually,
This was from a while back.
yeah, this was from a while back.
Something tells me that this picture's zoomed. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so this is an official Peta video game, by the way. So they're gonna give him shit for posting this picture from this avant-garde thing as his
Really?
art
Official
cover.
Peta?
But yeah, this is made by
This was
Peta.
this was like a few years ago. They were coming after Nintendo because they didn't want people in Japan killing Tanooki's. So if
And
you guys
skinning
remember the Tanooki suit,
Are those giant
dripping
cocks in
blood.
the background?
I believe those are I don't know, some kind of cats.
I think it's it's obviously supposed to be like Super Mario.
Yeah.
But look, you're literally playing as a fucking skinned alive Tanooki.
Yeah, and you're chasing Mario to get your skin back.
Who's dripping blood.
Yeah.
So this is official,
Edgy, dude.
official Peta video game here. So how do they know that Kanye isn't just trying to do the same kind of
Right,
thing?
right.
You know, use this
Putting that right
Yeah,
to say
putting
like,
that
look
in
how
the-
wrong this is.
Right.
You get the idea. On
Yeah,
this
yeah.
side.
This game is retarded.
Yeah, if you can even call it a video game. I mean,
It's not. It's a flash. It's like a flash game.
Yeah, it was such a, it's a wow. It's like, what do you mean using violence as a publicity stunt? Nah, Peta would never be guilty of that.
I know, dude. Fucking Peter's retarded. Everybody knows it, obviously, but
Oh look, he got his skin.
yeah, you
back.
got to skin back, and now he's normal, and everything's good. But isn't it just funny, bro? I mean, I don't know. Obviously, what the fuck are you doing? Just putting this as your fucking album cover in the first place,
Right.
bro? You know, it's I don't know.
It's just a poor taste.
yeah, it's poor taste.
Yeah.
You know, very clearly not in the best place psychologically.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, and the song's not even that hard, bro. Like it's pretty like boring. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
a really boring song. Aside from the fact they say he's gonna kick Pete Davidson's ass, that's it. That was the funniest part.
Right.
Like he just said
I was
it.
gonna say the game. This is basically the game song, and it's not even Kanye's song because
Well-
his verse in it is garbage,
Well, bro,
bro.
his verse in it is garbage, but like then it just goes into that weird Kanye shit where it's like,
I have
and it's
not
just like
heard
the
this yet.
inside of his fucking head, you know, and it's just like Kanye. He starts shaking him. He's just like fucking in a trance, bro. You're like, it's just weird. It's
super
weird
weird.
stuff, bro.
He
He's
returned
fucking
to monkey, dog. He
Illuminati.
returned to
Weirder
fucking-
and weirder by the fucking day, dude.
I know, bizarro world.
Ever since he started hanging out with Marilyn Manson, dude, he
Oh my
started
God.
hanging out with Marilyn Manson right before all that shit went down, or that shit got spilled the
came out,
beans about,
yeah.
about Marilyn Manson.
Why Kim dropped him all together?
My grandma's name's Marilyn.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's see what else is next.
Oh,
But
yeah.
fucking monkey skin. Oh, we got some natural
Yeah.
disaster going on. The Hunga Tonga
Yes, sir.
disease.
I can't even say the name. I can't even say the name of this volcano.
Christian, you
without
look like a
sounding
Tanooki right now, by the way, bro. You've got the
what's up.
Tanooki suit on, bro. Look at you.
Hell yeah, dude.
The tan on tan.
Raccoon.
Tan on tan with the
Hell yeah, dude.
a little bit of gold.
Look at that! Look at that DJ mustard colored mustard sweatshirt, dude. It's great. Because
Oh, yeah.
if I spill mustard on myself, you're never gonna know.
There you go.
Stupid ass bitch.
All right. So, fuck.
So giant Tonga eruption caught on the satellite images. It's not BBC.
That's a
Pigeon,
pretty cool
but
picture. Can't lie.
That does.
It's
It looks
pretty
like the
fucking
end
sweet.
of Don't Look Up.
It does look like the end of Don't Look Up. Well, there's there's a bunch of geological shit going on right now. That's
Yeah.
what this kind of say. More zoos with the Earth science, by
Looks
the way.
like
science.
the Earth's asshole.
Right.
That's pretty much what was happening here. The
There-
Earth
yeah.
ejaculated underwater. It was like, oh god.
Farted too hard, and then the anus just like mushroomed.
It just
Yeah.
prolapsed.
Yep.
Feel shitting on him too hard.
Shit, no.
Shitting on him, pooping on
Shitting
him.
pooping on him. So,
We had a video on this too.
oh yeah.
You can witness some of the destruction around the world. We didn't watch the whole thing earlier because I didn't want to spoil it all. But on the next slide here, there should be how the Tonga volcano.
So just so they know too, it went off underwater. It did go off. It was underwater and it was really deep underwater, but it
Right
caused
off the
or-
coast.
Oh yeah, go
Ooh.
back. Sorry.
What the frig?
No, I feel it. So this is this is the side effects of it because there's making tsunamis and shit.
yeah. So this is Peru, I think.
I hope that the pictures of Santa Cruz are in here too.
Here it comes.
Oh, I heard Santa Cruz got rocked. Yeah.
Massive.
That's wild, dude.
There's like side-bys of the Earth, and it's just massive. It's ridiculous.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's fat, dude.
Big water.
Even though
Global warming.
it would be
but the sea
it'd be
has uncovered all those rocks.
kind of sick to like
are
take a
usually
canoe out in
underwater.
that shit.
You know when there's a tsunami, you're supposed to go out to deeper water. Like if you're already on water, it's
Yeah.
like go to deeper water as soon as you can because it'll
the
be
waves are hitting
Yeah,
you.
the waves will be smaller because more of it's underwater.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of stories about surfers who got caught in tsunamis, and yeah, they just had to fucking go ham.
They were having like 20-foot waves in fucking New Jersey.
Nice.
Y'all can come in the.
Woo, San Francisco.
Seriously.
Damn.
Francisco.
You gotta get
I'm
wet.
okay. Got the waterproof camera.
here's my front door.
That's crazy. That,
Wave. Here are
Damn.
my lovely neighbors. Hello, world. We are surviving the tsunami. Out here in Pacifica, I can tell you it is
Pacifica.
happening, y'all.
Hey, I think
It is
I've been to that area actually. I had like an Airbnb one time.
Tsunami alert.
Yeah, I was gonna say Japan had to be shitting.
Oh,
Yeah,
bricks,
it's their
bro.
word, so they're ready for that shit. That shit happens so much in Japan.
Closer to Tonga, New Zealand. So they weren't. Oh
That's my
fuck.
boat behind.
Or New Zealand,
We
bro.
had no warning at all. There
Tonga.
was no alarms or
Tutu
anything.
Kaka
No
boat owner.
Tutu Kaka
Nice.
and Hunga Tonga.
sirens. People were running down the piers, banging on their boats, telling them to get out. They had no idea that this was happening.
Jeez,
And they
people living in
popped their heads
boats.
out of their boat to see a red catamaran going over the top of my boat.
Damn.
Yeah, literally took the flybridge clean off it as it went over the top.
Damn.
So that is a force of nature that is incredible.
That's
wild
wild,
stuff, man. Wild stuff, man. Fucking crazy.
Krakatoa.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
And then
yeah,
other
so,
natural,
yeah, so yeah,
unnatural.
We got water tsunamis, and then the fucking gates of hell, bro, in Turkey, bro.
Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan. Oh yeah. They
think it was.
They're fucking finally starting to burn out, bro, and they need to close it before it fucking starts leaking natural gas into the fucking environment and shit, bro. Like,
Hasn't been doing that for 50 years.
so yeah, so that's what it says right here. The crater's origins are attributed to a 1971 Soviet drilling accident. The drill hit a gas cavern, and it left a massive amount of natural gas pouring out. And then so they fucking lit it on fire to try to get it to
burn
itself out. And it's been burning for fucking 50
Since
years.
1971.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Why
dude.
don't they just relight it?
What do you
'Cause
mean?
It's already
still
on
lit.
fire. Like, so,
Well, no,
right
if
now
it's starting to go out.
Oh, so it's starting to go out. They don't want it to. They want to shut it off. Like they want to close it because they're running out of. They're having a gas crisis right now. Actually.
Oh, so they want to
'Cause-
try and
Stop it from
because
burning
this
at
thing's
all.
been hemorrhaging gas from their fucking sources for 50 fucking years, just burning, having an inferno down there.
Yeah.
But they can't just let all the gas escape. They have to burn it off, otherwise it causes problems.
Right.
So they have a situation on their hands.
And so it's starting to slow down with the burning. And so they're like, all right, let's get the fuck in there and close this thing for good. Like, and they even said the government was like, yo, do whatever the fuck it takes. Like, you get the experts in here. We got to shut this thing down. But
Can they not just like get fucking helicopters with water? Just like
it would.
no,
That wouldn't
no.
solve the
so
gas
the
leak
problem
problem.
is they need to close the hole, bro, so that it stops pouring out into the fucking air.
Right,
Because
it's
it's
just, like,
also gonna
seeping
start.
up
It's
from
gonna
the
start
ground.
polluting like all the area and shit too.
Right. That's wild, dude.
Yeah, dude. So this is pretty. This is wild.
Some motherfucker's gonna be
About to
walking
become
around
a-
with a cigarette in his mouth. and then just gonna go,
No, exactly,
Right.
exactly.
People
So-
visit there though.
Yeah, it's about to become like another Silent Hill situation.
Shit. Yeah, no, it's a touristy spot. I almost included it. There was some dude just sitting like on the edge of it, like with like his feet off and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
It's wild.
like it's a. I mean, I've no doubt it's probably been a cool tourist attraction for a long time, but like they're trying to shut this bitch down. The country sits atop the 4th largest proven natural gas reserves in the world, and they've just been they're dependent on gas exports, and they've been having energy crisis because of this fucking bitch. So
That's crazy.
crazy stuff, man. This used to trip me out because when you're a kid, like you don't know that much, and people are like, Russians in 1971 discovered gate to hell. Like,
They also called it that, I think, also just because of the sound of the gas leaking made the sounds of screaming.
oh yeah, that's a whole
probably,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, this is actually scientists don't want you to know this, but this is actually a close-up picture of the IG model's hoo-ha after dedealing with Drake and his shenanigans.
Yes,
I feel a super cut coming on from this episode.
Oh yeah. Turkmenistan.
Yeah, it's nobody's business but the Turkmens.
Take me back to hot sausage.
Oh yeah,
All right.
So
moving
moving
on.
on to pop culture
Yeah,
things.
coming on some pop culture things. That was Zeus with the news for you for that ass. We promised we wouldn't sing, but that was that. That was the fast version.
I had to just get it out. Real quick.
All right. That being said, in addition to season 25 of South Park being announced, which
Crazy,
they did
dude.
awesome, good job. They did a great job with their specials. They are producing a live action comedy movie with Kendrick Lamar's company. So it's Matt Stone, Trey Parker with producer Vernon Chatman. I don't know who that is. I don't know what he's done. Which I probably should have looked that up.
I can Google it.
But so Matt, it's fucking basically though, Limerick Lamar's making a movie with Matt and Trey. How do you guys feel
That's
about
dope.
this?
It's probably about to be lit, bro.
Have you heard the plot synopsis yet? Because it sounds a little bit, I don't know. It could go a lot of ways here.
Oh,
What's up?
Vernon Chatman created the TV series Wonder Chosen and Xavier Renegade Angel on fucking on Adult Swim, bro. Oh my
okay.
god, dude, that's what Bryant showed me. That show with the
Right.
remember with the wind monkeys, bro.
I don't.
Oh, dude, that show is edgy.
I have seen.
That show
I've
is
seen
beyond
parts of,
edgy.
Xavier
and
Renegade.
weird.
Angel. That's where he has like the green. He has like the green neon like sweater, right?
That actually hypes me up a little bit more for what this actually could be.
Right. So the plot of the
Interesting.
movie, by the way, is it's
And Wonder Chosen was it was like that fake. It was like a fake like Sesame Street kind of like fake kids show. I think that's where
was it like
remember
in
where
the
like it was like in the early 2000s or 90s or early 2000s I think, and it was like remember where it was like the kids and he's like that's racist.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure it's from that like where they just it's like kids say the darndest things kind of
Right.
It's kind of on that vibe. So okay, this actually
yeah.
that actually kind of hypes me up. I was like, I don't know what to feel about this.
Like as long as it goes ham. We just talked about fucking. Oh, so anyways, just the plot real quick.
yeah.
The plot real quick. So apparently the plot is going to be about a young African man. He works as a slave reenactor in like a history museum or something, and then he finds out though that his white girlfriend's ancestors owned his ancestors.
Nice.
Which
Yeah.
Which
This is gonna be a fucked up version of Get Out, bro.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of
Like-
what I was thinking.
I want it to be my thing about Kendrick Lamar is he is an amazing rapper, an amazing activist or whatever you want to fucking call him, but he can dish it really hard, but he can't take it very well. So as long as like he's not afraid to
Get some
make a
criticism,
joke,
make fun of
make
himself
a
a
joke
little
of
bit.
himself and of like his side and his perspective. Like as long as he's able to do that, I don't know if he is.
There's
though.
not
Like,
really. It's not necessarily saying that he's going to star in it or be
I
a
know.
character in it. It's
But I
just
could
his company. He's just like
yeah.
producing.
I don't
it.
know if Kendrick Lamar was the black dude that had to deal with this.
He's not.
That's what
I
I
don't think,
it would
he's
be
acting in it. He's not an actor.
Yeah.
I would.
He's not going to play the main character. He's not going to play a
I don't. Why
slave
wouldn't he,
reenactor.
though?
but-
Like, why
because
wouldn't he?
it's just
though?
it's his company. He's not. He's trying to just make money off of
True.
doing it. It's
well,
not.
who should be in it then?
I have no idea.
I think the
Ice
fool
Cube?
from
No.
what's it called would be good, even though he was already fucking
From Get Out.
No, not Get Out, not
Dude,
Get Out, not Get Out. No,
honestly,
no. I'm tired of him.
if Baby Keem is
Oh my God.
did it, I think it would be pretty good because I don't know. I've seen Baby Keem's kind of attitude through like interviews and shit, and I feel like the kid probably could be an actor, and he's related to Kendrick Lamar.
I
so.
think this needs to be jam packed with like cameos and shit.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about how motherfucking Don't Look Up was like not ham enough, like not cornball enough,
Yeah.
Like this needs to go fucking stupid,
It
bro.
sounds like something that Eric Andre should be in.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. So this sounds cool. Sounds kind of interesting. I would love to see it. I don't want them to hold anything back. I don't want Matt and Trey to hold back anything either. Because, like, you know, Team America World Police, I think, was their last actual movie, right? Or that's a long time ago. But that was their last actual movie they made, right? Even though, I mean, it's not live action, obviously, but it's movie length quality and writing.
Yeah, other than, like, the South Park specials.
That doesn't count though. That's it's not a movie. It's a TV movie.
They're feature. Yeah,
they even said
it's a made for TV.
It's a made for TV movie.
I don't know. Could be cool. Give me something to look out.
Some.
So what? But where's Limerick Lamar fit into all this?
That's what I'm wondering. He
doesn't.
needs to be in it. I think he should be in it. That'd be great. I don't.
Limerick Lamar doesn't fit in anywhere.
He could be like the ancestor that gets
Like
shown
that's what I'm
in-
saying. He could like he needs to be in it. I think he needs to make a like more of a little bit more of a have a little bit more of a sense of humor about his career. To be honest,
maybe.
like because I don't know, he's a little bit intense, and to me, I think he thinks that he's cool enough to where he has played off a lot of the stupid shit he said and done. Like he's cool enough to get away with it, but I feel like if he has a full blown laugh at like himself, you know, or at society,
His rapping will definitely get better too.
No, yeah, like I think it's I think it would be great to see him in like this kind of comedic over the top style. Like, so I hope he's in it to some degree. Obviously, he probably wouldn't be the main character.
I don't even know if he. I mean, maybe he'll be in it.
I think. I mean, he's created. I mean, he has enough fucking interludes and shit in his music. You know, he obviously has some flair for the theatrics and presentation. You know, but
just interesting. They're writing a movie about a black guy doing slavery enactment through a company founded by a guy named Dave Free.
Oh my god! All right,
just a little bit.
That's pretty much
freedom ring.
I just
And I think we got a couple more trailers and then we're out of here.
I am so sorry. I am so fucking stoked for this shit. Let's go. I didn't even watch this yet.
Neither have I.
Poon Night Engage. Let me get the volume here.
Well, fucking Oscar Isaac.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I have a sleeping disorder. I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
Of course, they got to put the Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi.
We'll catch you on. You're bloody useless. Stevie.
Stephen.
Oh.
I can't tell the difference between life and dreams.
Oh my gosh.
Lost the contact lens.
Hope you find it.
Thanks.
This man's bugging.
I know.
Hold the phone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're alive. What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark? It must be very difficult. The voice in your head. Shut up! There's chaos in you. Embrace the chaos.
Yeah, that's what the Zudes are all about. Embrace the chaos.
Lay into him. Yeah, buddy.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yes, dude.
I don't know shit about Moon Knight, but I'm like, all right. Wait, is it a movie or show?
It's a show.
Okay, cool.
Could be interesting.
Dude.
Interesting.
I love fucking Moon Knight, bro. Moon Knight is I mean, obviously he's about to be fucking mainstream right now.
Looks pretty sick, dog.
I love this character, bro. This character is all about like fucking psychological shit, bro. And the shit they do like inside the comics that literally uses the medium to fuck with your head and like keep you on your toes of what's real and what's not is insane. Like especially like the most recent like Jeff Lemire run from like I think it's kind of old now actually. It's like 2018 or 17 or so right now at this point. But dude, such a fucking cool character, and it looks like they're actually going to use a lot of that like psychological fucking shit. You know, he looked like a fucking mess on there.
Right.
You know, I'm really excited about
So
that.
who did Moon Knight be kicking it with?
So Moon Knight, he's kind of on like the sort of street level, like, you know, he's a, you know, vigilante style. He's like Marvel's Batman almost, you know. So he's kind of in the field of like, you know, Daredevil, Punisher, Spider-Man. Morbius, the Werewolf by Night. You know, he came from the classic horror comics Werewolf by Night because he's like a werewolf hunter.
Right. Does he live in Egypt?
So his powers are like rooted in the Egyptian god Khonshu,
Okay.
which
because he's got kind of a mummy looking thing.
yeah,
going on.
which I was gonna say the redesign on the costume,
looks
he's
cool.
never looked like this. I've never seen a design like this for him. And so when they did like the mummy element, I was like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
sick.
kinda
Like
tight,
that's
yeah.
a dope. Like this is probably one of my favorite MCU costumes because it actually utilized his lore very well.
Yeah.
To give him this because normally he's just wearing like a white cloak and like the in comic reason he's like I want them to see me coming, bro. Like it's like that's the
Right.
kind of like maniac he is. Like when he's in the
White Knight.
Yeah, when he's in like the Moon Knight mode, bro, he's like real like psychotic and shit, so it almost plays deeper into a lot of the themes that like Batman has, but it like goes full send with it, about him. It's like, this guy's dangerously mentally ill here.
Spiraling into insanity.
Right. And again, in the comics, they really fuck with your head and they're like, is he actually, have the powers of this Egyptian god and he's like on this mission, or is he just a fucking cuckoo?
Right.
So it looks
Or
like they're
both.
not afraid to fucking play with that idea either. So this is exciting for me.
Very cool.
Hell yeah. Very cool,
I'm,
Kanye.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Hell yeah.
I
Oh,
think we got
last
one
but not
last-
least. Oh, Cuphead, you's a fuckhead, bruh. Let's go.
Yeah, mug man. I'm a thug man.
Ho! Remix coming
Yeah,
soon,
remix
bro.
coming soon. That's the trailer for our react.
Like wholesome fire
Wholesome.
too, like
Watch Netflix somehow find a way to make it whack or sneak in some
They're
bullshit.
probably gonna sneak in some
Dude,
bullshit.
Wouldn't put
for
it
sure.
past them.
All I gotta say, dude, is watch the new Netflix show, The Archive
Which one?
81, dude. It's so good.
Archive 80.
Yeah, we should review that one. It's one of those shows that it's like, holy crap, did they just pull off a good horror show?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down. Yeah, this is exciting for me though. I'm a
Interesting,
huge fan of 2D animation, and
Yeah.
like I feel like even though Netflix is hit or miss with a lot of their original content because they have so many in studio fucking sub studios.
Yeah.
But this looks like it's gonna be fucking killer. I feel like this is almost like they definitely have one of the better studios doing the animation on this because it looks almost like. I hate to say it, but almost like anime quality, even though
Yeah.
it's like the
definitely.
40s cartoon style still.
Pretty high effort.
Yeah,
There's
no.
none of the like, where they just use like skeletons and
Yeah,
like
and they
tweening
like
and
tweak
all
it
that.
around and
Yeah.
stuff, and all the
It's
animations
like,
like
real,
this,
like
and like
it's not hand drawn, but it's like frame by
Done
frame or
very
close-ish,
well.
close to that.
Right. It looks like there's gonna be a lot more like individual animations going on per episode
Yeah.
versus being just like
Yeah.
points of
Takes a lot of work.
articulation.
Also, it kind of just seems like there's going to be other art styles implemented into it just because of
Yeah, I can
the
see
way,
it.
even this just the way
Yeah.
it shows this
It's like little
frame rate
scene.
stop motion, like looking
Yeah.
claymation
Yeah.
kind of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Jinx.
think they're trying to because it's like that sort of 40s where everything in the background looks like a pastel kind of oil painting almost.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah, this looks cool, man. I have I think high hopes. I don't know. I don't know what studio this actually is that's doing it, but
yeah, I'm not sure either.
it looks cool.
But I know the
Cuphead
original
studio.
creators involved, so hopefully
Okay.
he keeps it to just the classic vision of
Good.
old school cartoons, which
Good.
I think are very slept on. I think
Yeah.
a lot of those I grew up watching a lot of old cartoons at my grandma's and shit, and
violent.
oh,
and
they're violent,
racist.
they're racist, they're hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing like some good old fashioned slapstick humor.
Hell yeah, dude.
All
I'm
right.
with it, man.
Fuck yeah.
The Zudes abide.
The Zudes abide.
Hell yeah.
All right. All right, is that gonna do it for us, boys?
I think that just
Yeah.
about does it. Yo, if you somehow made it to the end of this jam-packed episode full of content, please make sure that you hit that motherfucking like button. Smash that like button if you dare. And then, you know what? Ring that notification bell.
Ho.
Ring the bell like Dark Souls, okay? You gotta know. You gotta slay the demon queen. And you gotta subscribe. You gotta make sure that you comment. Let us know your thoughts on all of our dumb takes on all these dumb topics, and let us know what you think. Show us some love. If you like our content and you think like our boy Andrew said on the last episode that we're criminally underwatched.
That was a very nice
And
comment. I appreciate
or
that.
severely underwatched. I think you didn't say criminally, but severely underwatched. And I agree. This show needs some more viewers, but we're getting there. You know what? Little by little. Yeah, if you guys like it, make sure that you share. That's probably the number one best way that you can get this kind of stuff out on the out into the world. Get it off of the ZUDECAST page and out there. Infect everyone with the Zood virus.
The Zoodvasion.
Get it out there.
Yep.
Cough it out. Cough it out onto people.
Okay.
Embrace Zoodism.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna also be soon to come on the docket the philosophy of Zoodism.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to share the holy scriptures of the Zood culture with your friends and
That's
family.
Judeo-Christian values.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Don't forget to check out all of our respective Instagram pages as well, like the Zoodcast page. It's Where's Vibe, Herb the Word, Crispy Fisty. Yeah. Crispy Fisty. Yeah.
And of course, check out ZUDECAST.com.
ZUDECAST.com.
Jump into our Discord if you want to have a chat with us and send
join
us
our
news
Discord.
stories
We're
or
come
talk some
post
shit,
with us.
share memes, have
It's
some fun.
Yeah, we're gonna do some Discord casts once we get some people on there consistently. Have some call-ins, some text-ins. We can do some streaming on there too. So stay tuned for that. ZUDECAST.com.
Disgusting memes, whatever you people have. to
Oh
say.
yeah, we love it. We'll love it. Send us your
your filth.
Send us your fucking worst memes.
Hell
All
yeah.
All right, boys. Is that going to do it for this week? Another fucking week in the books, bro. Almost the 1 year anniversary of ZUDECAST, by the way.
Wow.
Real quick. First birthday coming up soon. There's going to be a special for that. There's going to be a special for that. And also going to be a special for episode 50, season 2, season finale coming in hot, bro.
That's nifty.
We gotta do something.
It's going to be a big blowout here. So stay
Blow it
tuned
out
for
your
the
ass.
zoos. Blow it out your ass.
And blow it into the condom.
Oh.
Should have just shit in the condom to kill the sperm instead.
Just wipe your ass with it. All right.
Anyways,
On that note, hit that motherfucking theme song. We out.
Yup.
Hey. Bobby. Suck it. Okay.
Left. Keep going left. There you go.